All right, there we go. What is up, everybody? We are currently waiting on Josh, as per usual. But in the meantime, uh, I'm gonna do just we're just gonna watch police recruitment videos, basically to kill some time. Josh said he should be here by 8, so in the meantime, oh damn, I am listening to myself live stream here. Give me a second. I gotta find where the hell that is. There it is. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, Josh should be here in no time at all. There we go. Oh, luckily I didn't have desktop audio on yet. Cool. All right. So this is a new setup for me. So let's hope this goes okay. So yeah, Josh should be here at 8 o'clock our time. So give him like 15, 20 minutes. Yes. Let me actually text him right now. He's texting me. Stop in voice. There we go. Okay. So he should be here in a little bit. In the meantime, I figured we'd watch some stuff that I can maybe give some commentary on, which is just police recruitment videos from different agencies all over the world. So I literally just YouTubed police recruitment videos, and we're going to see what we get and see how good these are. Be sure to... My time zone is Central Time. Caden.
Also, in the meantime, hit that like button, subscribe.
We have our Patreon supporter Poofy here, who is helping me out to fill in Josh's seats for a second.
Honk honk.
What were you saying, Poofy?
Honk.
Honk. Neat.
Yep.
All right, what do you think? You want to just start with best police recruiting video ever?
Yeah, why not, man?
All right, let's do this. Oh, this is intense.
Sheesh.
No. Oh, they look like security guards. Alexandria Police. I have that font. I think I've used that for one of the shirts that we make. Bro, look at them go. I'm not gonna lie, this is good production value. They did a good job with this.
Dripped?
Yeah, okay. No kidding. Damn. They're like, look at all this cool stuff you're never gonna get to do for real.
Yep.
I'd be curious to know how much of what's on this video is against policy. Because this was 4 years ago too. So like,
yep.
I guarantee. Oh, that poor guy. He needs to. I guess he lets the dog do all the running. Damn, love these drone shots. Oh yeah, I ended on the bike cop. Hell yeah. Look at him go. Doing donuts in a parking lot. Neat. The few, the proud, the Alexandria Police Department. And all of y'all just got shot.
Yep.
Every single one of y'all.
Or you just fall off.
Yeah. That'd be funny. That's how we used to hang off of my uncle's truck. Oh, I love that. Super believable running dude. He's like, you gonna catch me? The beaten sticks. Hell yeah. This is like...
Blue bike cops? Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that was... Okay.
I will say this is running a little long. It's like, I swear they had every department like watching and be like, well, where's my department? Where's that? It's like, we have to get every single officer that we have in this video somehow.
Yep.
And show every single thing that we do ever. You could have split this up into 3 videos. You know, it's like, okay, do your SWAT team recruitment video, do your bike cop recruitment video, and then do like your canine recruitment, and then like a main one that's like a minute and a half long. Because you've had like 6 conclusions. This is like
Come be a part of the future.
Extended edition Return of the King here. It's like 8 false endings.
Not gonna lie though, the bike cop uniform kind of does not look too...
It looks lame. It does. And they always, they usually do. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Usually when I've seen a bike cop, they just look, and I'm gonna assume it's for comfort because you are riding a bike all day, but like, it doesn't look fun. You
now,
look
one
like
thing
a mall
though,
guard, like a mall
SWAT
guard.
uniform, pretty nice because like most SWAT teams that I've noticed rarely like wear camo uniform,
Yeah.
and like most apparently won't allow camouflage. Like here, I'll say this: here in Toronto, camouflage is becoming a thing for ETF officers.
Really?
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they are. I feel like most departments are slowly transitioning to using a bit more camouflage, but generally you're not gonna need it in my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in an urban environment, you're probably not going to need it for anything other than just to look cool. And at that point, you're like, you kind of do look a little like the military, and I could see that causing an uproar with your citizens, where they're like, "Oh, you guys you just want to be the military, blah blah blah." It does the optics of it are not great, but in terms of looking badass, it looks pretty badass.
Yep.
All right, so this one is Find Your Blue Calling with the Fargo Police Department. Well, let me see when this one was made. 2019. Okay, so this is still
pretty recent.
Yeah, this is still pretty recent. This is what, 3 years ago? Okay, so let's see. This one looks like it's gonna have some more interviews, and it's 248, so not a bad length.
One important characteristic of a police officer.
You have to be hardworking.
You have to actually care about the people.
Sometimes you have to put your fears aside.
Being able to run towards danger when everyone else is running away.
At the end of the day, when I put on that badge,
Hey Josh,
it's to
there's
serve
an
and protect. That's what I'm here to do.
Okay, not gonna lie,
The thing I love
you could have ended it right there, and that's a perfectly good ad. That's all you really needed. That was really good.
Yep.
It was quick, it was snappy, it gets to the point,
underside.
and then you're good. And then like it ends on you just patrolling the city that you're gonna be patrolling. And that's great.
Yep.
But we're only 23 seconds in of a 2-minute 48-second video, so I'm sure they didn't realize that they were good there.
Nope.
most about Fargo has to just
Oh,
be
of
the
course, now you gotta get the
community.
opinions of everybody
Everyone
about
here is
the
extremely
city.
supportive of what we do here. It makes our job a lot easier to interact with the public when the people appreciate what you do.
When I initially came here, I never had plans to stay. It was where I was going to go to college. And I ended up getting rooted here and just absolutely loving the people and my neighbors.
I do like all of these shots.
It's
The
kind of a
pacing's
diamond in
really
the
good on
rough.
this.
Here at the Fargo PD, we want our officers to keep learning. We want them to have room to grow professionally and individually while
they do
giving them room
jujitsu.
to move up the ranks.
Shout out.
You know, we really try to go a different direction with our training
base.
and teach them how to be problem solvers and learn to think
they got
more
the
on their
little
own
robot.
rather than just spoon feeding them information.
Sick. Bomb disposal
Fargo really
robot.
invests in their officers.
Oh my god, so that dude just reminded me. There was a video from Dallas of a bomb disposal guy. There was some backpack left in Dealey Plaza, which was where JFK got shot.
Right.
And so he was just there. He runs up to the backpack, and there's a fountain right there. And so he's in his full suit. He walks up to the bag, kind of peeks at it. He's like, "Oh, I think I probably need a thing." I don't know what he went back to get because it's a security camera video, but he like starts walking backwards, falls right into the fountain. Ah, that was so funny.
Oh, I seen that.
Yeah. Ah, that was.
I mean,
freaking
it gets
hilarious.
hot in that dude.
I
for
bet.
sure,
Yeah, he just
but-
wanted to cool off. He just needed to hydrate a little bit. He was sweating, but it was really funny because he's all in this big old suit, and then just like a regular beat cop comes up to him to try and help get him out, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, so it
No,
must not
but
be
it
that
is-
dangerous.
Yeah, well, it could be dangerous. No, like in the case that he can't get up.
Oh yeah, he would drown
Yeah.
in like
Yeah.
3 feet of water. He could easily drown because he can't get up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he was able to get up, or at least his head was out of it before the guy got to help him. But it was a pretty funny video, just because he's, obviously you can't see it. He's like here, and he just didn't see the fountain, and he just falls right in.
Yeah, that was funny though.
Anyway,
To help us with everything that we need to make sure that we get the job done.
You
See,
never
I
have
would
control
kill for
over
them
what's
to put
gonna
some of this
happen in the
footage
next minutes.
on just a
So
stock
when
footage
you think that
website,
it's gonna be a slow,
so I could
quiet
use it for
day,
stuff.
the next thing you know, you're
There's
rushing
no
off
good
to
police
some
stock footage.
huge incident.
It's all Russian made. It's like Russian studios, I guess, that make it, and so they just all upload the same 3 actors playing different roles. It's like a Darman video, but for stock footage. It's ridiculous. It's like this, I could use this for stuff, even for like our flashlight reviews. Like I spent 4 hours looking for decent footage of flashlights Even Streamlight didn't have decent footage of their damn flashlights that I could use to cut together for our review video. Yeah, this one's,
To be a police
Sergeant
officer,
George.
you
This
have
is a
to be able
great,
to do your
very
job
well-paced
and do it
video.
well. You have to make
keeps
quick decisions
moving.
under pressure. You have to face danger, but at the same time, you have to care about the person you're trying to help and be able to help them through that situation that they're facing.
They did a good job, for one thing, casting all white criminals, which is great.
It means
But
so
also-
much to me to be able to be that first person.
Oh my God.
The first person
Nah.
they see, and they look to for help.
No, but also getting their
So much negative in
the interviews, like the actual interviews, getting good sound bites out of them that sound natural and not forced, and that because a lot of times what we end up doing is just splicing together bits and pieces from other sentences into like one sentence, which is why we put all this B-roll and stuff over it, was because half the time you don't have people who are good on camera to talk. They actually had some pretty good. You can kind of tell by their cadence and how they're delivering what they're having to say, that they actually are relatively comfortable on camera. So they probably got either the most charismatic people they had in their department, or their people already have some sort of social media presence and are, comfortable doing this kind of stuff, or they're just good public speakers. But like the amount of coaching that I've had to do for people, because I work with a lot of business owners and none of them are ever on camera. They've never, but they always want to be the face. I'm like, okay, well, if you're going to be the face, you're going to have to be okay with me taking your face away to cover up all your uhs and ums and whatever. So we're going to get to see your face for 5 seconds, and then it's going to be nothing but footage of the food.
Yeah.
So we can make sure.
Just before we go on, actually, wanted to say good morning to King's Gaming.
Hey, King's
and
Gaming,
as well,
how are you?
St. George, Sergeant George. The pace with this recruitment video is great. Yep. Would you agree, Juan?
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. This was one of the better ones I've seen for sure. And so it's doing something. It's doing what the last video tried to do better, which is like showcasing every department and probably every officer. But they're doing it so much quicker, and they've got these like nice lines that are going over it. They've got nice narration going over it, so you're not feeling the fact that it's a longer video as much. The other one, it's like this should have ended already, but it's still keeping going, and there's no real reason for it. You're not. This one, at least you feel like, okay, they're delivering information about how they feel about the city, how they feel about their department, how they feel about their job, and so it's still delivering information to you while also showing you the cool imagery. The other one was like, we're just going to show you cool images and just keep dumping cool images at you and oversaturate you with them. And it's like, you didn't need to. You could have cut it at a minute and it would have been just as effective. And now it just feels long. This one has not felt long. This one feels great. Yeah, and for anybody who just joined us, Josh will be here in like 10 minutes. He's stuck at work, so we're just watching police recruitment videos and judging them. They've gotten so much better since the last time I looked at them. Because I remember looking at them or searching for some way back when just to watch, and they were not as good as this. The quality's gotten so much better. And I hope there's one that's kind of like an older one so we can watch them, because they were cheesy as hell before.
Yeah. And to those who are watching, actually, if you want to watch with us someday, join Patreon.
You should join Patreon.
As little as $1 a month. You can join us, have shenanigans, or we do a lot of shenanigans in the Discord. And
Yeah, Poofy is one of our... Hey, there's Josh. Yeah, Poofy is one of our Patreon subscribers, and he gets to join us for all kinds of stuff. He is here because he is our Commonwealther. He lost his queen today. He's Canadian.
Wow.
Josh, where the hell... Why is your face not appearing on here?
What is going on? You might have to click me.
No. Like, I see it. You're cropped. You're like, I need to...
Oh, am I?
You're on my end. I'm trying to fix it. Oh, there we go.
What's going on, Internet? I was in spreadsheet hell, and I had reporting to do and things of that nature. So, sorry for my tardiness. However, producer Juan held it down as always, and as Juan said, our Commonwealther Poofy was holding it down as well. Shout out to our Patreon group, who makes this stuff worth it. Let me get the chat open.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to hide Poofy, and then you'll take his place. Oh,
oh,
there it is.
Magical.
There it is.
Look at that. Go me.
I'm going to pull up
Almost
the chat
like
real
I do
quick.
this for a living.
so that I can address it, and then we should be good to go. So hold on.
All right, cool.
You get this. Thank you for everyone who's being patient. I don't know. I can't see right now on the analytics, so I don't know.
We
how
got Sergeant George. We got Brian A. Brian A said, "Hey, what's poppin', Jimbos?" So I'm assuming.
Hey, he said, "Hey, what's poppin', Jimbos?"
I'm guessing me and Poofy are the Jimbos.
Yes, you were the Jimbos.
thought I
Oh,
was a
King's
handler.
Gaming. What's going on, King's Gaming?
Yeah, King's Gaming's here. Yeah.
Our stepson here is Caden is here. Explorer is here. He said he'd be back. He said, "How do they tell if I feel about serving their communities? How they feel about serving their communities?" Oh, we're watching a clip here. That's right.
And how they feel about serving their communities. Yes. Yeah. They're doing like I said, they're doing a great job in this video of actually like
So what is
delivering
this?
what you want to deliver in a concise and clear way without like.
You were watching a thing, right? Well, in my absence.
Yeah, are you not able to see it on the Discord? It should be on there.
I can see it. I have it. I'm watching.
Oh, no
I just
headphones.
didn't
Okay,
know.
yeah.
There was no context for it, so I was like,
Yeah.
what am I watching here? All I see is a dog, like fucking, a flute
Going
fucking
ham.
dude up.
Yeah, that's what we like to see around here.
World, when you can actually help a couple people, that's the biggest thing that keeps me going.
Yeah, you got to keep the children. There you go. There's your diversity. Gotta have that. They even threw a little shout out to Fire. Not doing a damn thing. Yeah, I love this one.
This is Fargo Police Department.
Dude, Fargo, y'all
Shout
are
out to that
killing it.
recruiting video. That's pretty good.
Dude.
I will say, I think what it's a recruiting video, so I'm glad that they're making it seem cool and inclusive and stuff like that. So I'm here for it. What's going on, Jacob? And what's going on, George? They know I'm here now. I think a lot of people don't realize that they have to make the job seem really exciting. Because like, the reality of the job is like it's really boring. I'd say it's seriously like legitimately like 90 after your first like year and a half on patrol. It's like a 95% boring and paperwork and writing and like bitching about doing writing, and then there's like this 5% of like super cool and stressful. But I do like that they kind of highlight that there's community aspects to it, and I don't know. I was talking to my wife about this actually today. That one of the most underrated things about being a police officer, like being on the street and things of that nature, is being able to immediately affect things that you see. And it's the biggest thing that I miss ever since I've left is like if I see people being an asshole, I get to change that. It's really as like in a civilian context, mind your damn business, and that's always going to be my advice for forever. Mind your damn business. Like don't intervene, don't interject. You might, hey, what you doing? I that's fine. But like as a police officer, everything's my business.
Yeah.
And it was a really nice like. It was a good feeling to know that at the very least you had a little bubble around you that people just tried to act right. And if they didn't act right, there were consequences to that. And so it's one of the big things that I do miss about that stuff. And what they showcased here is, yeah, you have a sphere of influence as a police officer. They demonstrated that. They didn't just show like just the cool tactical stuff or just the cool thing. You do get trained to do very controlled felonies. I'm a very proficient felon, as I like to call it. I don't know. It's really interesting to see how they're probably the best recruiting video I've seen in a while. Shout out to them. Was that Melbourne? Or who was that?
That was Fargo.
Fargo PD.
Yeah,
Shout
that
out-
was
oh,
Fargo
Melbourne right
PD.
there.
Yeah, so
Hey.
let's watch a couple more of these. These are fun. Also, now
Okay.
with you as a, you've gone from police officer to now marketing professional. You get to.
I'm a marketing professional. Yeah.
You get to do.
I get to bitch more now.
Well, you get to
I get to double
have
down
both
on bitching.
perspectives on it now too. Like we can talk about how effective this is. I am already excited for this one because we've got a freaking sniper rifle in the very first shot.
So out of the almost 800 sworn police officers that we had, SWAT, detectives, whatever, there were less than 10 that had access to a rifle like that.
Really?
And probably less than 3 that would ever actually like point it at somebody. That's a pretty big police department. And
Yeah.
we had I think we had 2 or 3 full-time snipers. I think that's like all they did was practice shooting stuff. And go to Cowboys games and point a sniper rifle at people. But yeah, it's a shout out to them for glamorizing that aspect of the job.
Yeah,
I don't
no
know
kidding.
if
Yeah.
I don't know if Melbourne has like a anti-terrorism task
they
force
aim
or
it at
whatever.
emus and they aim it at like kangaroos, I think.
They need to aim it at Jerry Jones.
I think that's
We'll
what
keep
it's
going.
for. All right, yeah. Also, Josh, actually, do you mind recording just the Discord of our faces for
Sure.
me? Because I'm trying to record on my end, and all it's doing is just like telling
Yeah,
me that
got it.
I'm using too much NVIDIA, basically.
That's fine. I can do it. Give me
Okay.
30 seconds. OBS.
Yeah, literally just the big.
You just want me to
full screen.
window capture? Yeah, I
Yeah.
popped it out so I can see it.
Yeah, just window capture like the full screen of the Discord, because
What's going on, Poofy? Are you in here to
it helps
complain?
me for the clip show. Which, if you guys
Yeah,
have
I'm
noticed,
here.
we're doing more shorts now. I have
We are
like
doing more
shorts and like in case you missed it, edits of our breakdowns that I'm doing. Make it more content for you guys.
More content just for y'all.
So now you can
And,
also, if somebody's fighting in the comments of a video that we broke down, you can link them directly to that video as opposed to having to search for it in the stream
Exactly.
and tell them you're all wrong. Here's the correct take.
Okay, start recording. I'm on.
Cool. All right. So Melbourne Police Department.
Open.
Let's go snipe
Is the
some
screen
kangaroos. Is it what?
Is it fixed? Because it was like frozen for most
I
of
think
us.
it's fixed.
Yeah, it should be good. I mean, it looks.
Let us know in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh,
is it
yeah.
still
Oh.
frozen? That's weird because it's moving on my end.
Is it better?
Try it.
I'll tell you right now, I already don't like radio chatter.
Yeah, there's no real reason for that. Oh yeah, here. It looks like the feed's still frozen, so let me refresh and see.
Maybe.
No, oh, it looks like the whole feed is frozen. Can y'all see? Can you
Let's
hear
check.
us?
Is it better? He said still frozen. Still freezing. I updated and everything.
Mhm.
I can see.
Record and stream at the same time. Okay,
Oh, I think it's going.
Yeah,
I
this
think it's
should-
figuring itself out.
should start to fix it
It's-
because now I'm like, there we go. Excellent connection. Neat.
Itself out. I think we
There
should
we
be
go.
back
Okay,
now.
we're back. Cool. Yeah, so apparently,
Cool.
like 10,000 was nowhere near enough according to my YouTube. It was like you need to do 25,000. I'm like, cool. So
I might
there we
update
are.
mine.
Okay,
Yeah, we're live.
we are back. All right,
It's back. Lots of stuff. Okay,
we'll
cool.
restart Melbourne Police Department then. I hope everybody got
I
to
like
see
it.
Fargo at least. Fargo was sick.
Fargo was good.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
So
Y'all
it
ready?
was a bit rate issue. We like
It
quadrupled
was
our
absolutely a
bit
bit rate issue. I think it's because I'm streaming 4K. Yeah.
This guy.
Well, I want it, and the sucky thing is then I can't re-download it off of YouTube in 4K. It only gives me 720p.
Okay, we got a little choppy here. I'm
Did we?
seeing choppiness.
Okay. Why are we seeing choppiness? It said excellent connection. It still says excellent connection. What's its problem?
Choppy for you.
They said perfect for 2 seconds in the notes. Okay, I'm gonna close out every other window I have because I don't have any other programs running.
Oh noes.
Well, yeah, Sergeant George with his
I had
body
my
cam
body
turned on.
cam turned on.
Shameful. Okay, let's see. Well, see, everybody on stream can see that it says excellent connection. It's still not working.
That's so dumb.
Like, I'm showing it to everybody.
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
Probably
Whatever.
because you're doing in 1080p.
Let's do output. Rescale output. Oh, I can't do it unless I'm actively whatever. Video.
Stream is going down. I'm gonna be like, shoot that pigeon.
Alright, here we go. Oh, maybe if I turn off studio mode, that'll help. It says the current resolution is 1920 by 1080, which is not optimal. Yeah, I get that, bro.
That's fine. That's fine. Oh, I think we're back.
Okay.
I think we're back.
I'm not seeing
We might
us
be back.
here.
I see us moving now.
Okay. See your stream
Are we
status
back?
good.
The red ring of death, Jacob. That's
Okay,
funny.
I
Are
know
we
you're
back?
moving. I'm not moving. Oh, maybe I am. I just maybe wasn't actually physically moving.
I just got an ad.
Oh no, yeah, we're good. I just wasn't physically moving. That makes more sense. Okay, we're
I
back.
see.
I see us. I see us moving.
I
There's
typed
the
"Are
top
we
of my
back?"
head.
No one replied.
Everybody can see my bald spot. All right. Okay.
It's clear now. Brian A, what's going on?
All right, so let's
Explore.
hope-
He
let's
said
say-
for now.
Here, I'm gonna
So we
switch it.
believe Juan done being bougie, trying to
this.
do this in 4K.
This is when it broke. It's worked before. It worked for when I did the defunded stream. It worked for everything else.
Stream quality dropped faster than.
Oh my god, boo.
Wow, that's
Damn.
hilarious.
That's brutal,
That's
man.
that's wow.
That's brutal.
That's pretty savage.
Bruh. Okay, well, as long as we can. It looks like we're moving now. All right, we're good. Okay. Take 5 of Melbourne Police Department.
Take 5. Hopefully we're back. Caden's having loading issues, but it's
Oh,
fine.
that's fine. Just refresh.
Can y'all see now?
I can see it on my cell phone, so we're good. Now, if y'all are having problems, it's on your end.
It's on y'all. Reload.
We are moving smooth as butter. All right, here we go. In the city of Melbourne.
It's like 240p now.
Is it really?
I blame Michigan. I
I blame Michigan. I'm seeing it just fine on my end.
Michigan. Stable 240 gameplay.
Bro, as long as it's stable, you know what?
But they can't see anything. It's weird. It looks better on mine.
It looks great on
I
mine.
can see it.
Y'all might just need to refresh.
Unit 279, pursuit of getaway vehicle.
I'm gonna say it already. This took way too long to get to the point. This is not a short film, it's a commercial.
Was it? If dispatch ever takes that long to just ask for more units, and also motorist cops aren't pursuing anybody. there is not a actual police department here that's allowing motorist units to pursue anybody. What are you gonna do?
Maybe in
Are you gonna pit
Australia,
'em?
Josh.
Maybe. Is this Australia?
This is Australia.
This all makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah. It's because it's a kangaroo driving.
I'm gonna put refresh.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Maybe it was a traffic stop that got away from him, I guess.
Maybe.
But only 2 units to a pursuit. Come on, guys.
Those escape combat K9 in pursuit.
Bro, just set the dog loose at that point.
That's exactly what. Well, they don't want him to bite the guy, and that's why.
Yeah, that's true. I was like, yo, that dog could catch that guy. There's the sniper. Yeah, shoot your buddies. Oh,
Pause it. Yeah, if a sniper was pointing, there's negative reasons to do that. If you want to have eyes on, they made these things called binoculars and spotting scopes and things of that. Maybe they're more high speed, low drag than the guys that I worked with or learned from, but shout out in the comments below if you're a trained sniper and you point your zeroed optic and you're like 1 pound trigger at guys rappelling from buildings. Maybe I'm a puss and don't know any better. So what's going on, Retro? Keep going.
what do you think, Retro? You think he should be pointing his sniper rifle at his buddies?
I think so. He's
All
not
right.
Delta Force. Has no
Yeah.
shame.
Also, they picked the dude with the bluest eyes on the planet for this.
Dude, no kidding.
100% they color corrected to make his eyes even bluer.
100%.
There you go. Get chewed up by that propeller. That was the same lady 3 times?
Maybe.
Dark unit moving into position for the deal.
Was he supposed to be under another?
Barracuda.
Wait, is this copyrighted music?
Oh, it probably is.
Is it Barracuda? Is that what you said?
No, I said that he said Barracuda is on the way to go do it.
Oh. I
Yeah,
thought you meant the
Barracuda.
song Barracuda. I was like, I wasn't paying attention to the song at all, and I was like, oh
No,
shit,
no, no.
are we playing Barracuda on our stream right now? Are we gonna get
It,
taken down?
no, you're good. You're good.
Oh my god.
Keep going. We'll
Okay,
see.
yeah,
We'll get
I
to
see
this
it.
recruiting video.
No one else could ever hold a candle. Get ready for
No!
That's how that goes.
No!
Yeah, bust down the door of the bar.
What?
Get this guy. You got opinions?
If that was at the bar and you didn't just open the bid, you're an asshole. Now they didn't contextualize. This could be a different structure, but if you broke down the door's bar, that was probably perfectly happy to be like in cahoots with you arresting some drug dealer in your place. Like you're an asshole.
Yup. I'm pretty sure this is just cut to like a different structure, but
Yeah.
it definitely plays like
community
all right, let's
policing.
get 'em. Kick in the bar, and I'm
That's
guessing like
stupid.
6 a.m. because it's light out.
Wow.
And this poor guy
Should have been RoboCop.
is getting
Oh my
drunk.
God. What's going on, Christian? We'll keep
Hey
going.
Christian, all right, if you're just joining us after our tech issues, we are watching police recruitment videos right now.
Yep. For giggles.
All right. She's like, I'm happy to be in a crack den. They still haven't caught this guy. There you go. Yeah, see, look how much looser his shirt is. They had to put him in the bodysuit.
100%.
They gave him the triple XL. Oh, there's this guy. I like the music. I like that there's no context for the swimmers. They're just swimming.
Pause it. That guy had a Caltech KSG, not high speed, low drag. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck?
Bruh.
And look, like I have a little bit of firearms knowledge, right? And I like Caltech because I think they make very innovative things. They're an American company. I'm sure they're employing people, and I love guys that are willing to like challenge the status quo. But when your job is to utilize a firearm in a professional manner, which means you need it to work consistently. The reason why there's not a lot of police departments running Canik DP9s, it's not because Canik DP9s suck. It's because like it's a lot of liability if this thing doesn't work. And you always go with the safe bet. In the same way, I don't want like my police officers running like 95 Corollas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not that it's not a reliable car. I'm sure Nissan Sentras honorably serve as people's grocery getter every single day. But I don't know that. I don't know that. That's what I'm getting at. It was a weird attempt at a flex. If this whole thing, like the helicopter and the plane and the weird like flagging the shit out of guys rappelling with your sniper rifle, it's like I think it's like kind of like how Chris says it. Like clearly, producers had way more input on how to make this look cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, rather than like, hey, does this seem safe or does this seem plausible?
Well, and
or
it's-
is this a flex?
And I will say honestly though, it's probably not the producers necessarily, because the producer, and depending on when, obviously this is Melbourne or whatever, but like as a producer, typically you're getting told we want to showcase this, and this, and then they
sure.
just tell you nothing else.
Yeah,
And
I
then they're
buy
like,
that.
okay, how do we do that? And then like whoever's on set that day or whatever, they don't care they just want it to look cool. And so
Sure.
like it's your job to just make it look cool and feel cool, and the accuracy of it or whatever doesn't really matter all that much. But it's like,
Okay.
it's definitely a lack of oversight on the part of the client in this case. So I guess it would be admin. So technically Chris's fault.
Yeah.
that this happens.
Fuck you, Chris. No, I'm kidding.
But like it's
Keep
not
going.
like it's not like you're sitting there telling them like, no, it's gonna look better this way. You got to do it. It's like you're usually like whoever's getting hired for this is just doing what the client.
What do you
tells
want?
them to
What do you want us to show?
Yeah, what do you want us to show? How do you want it to look? And it's like, oh, this would be a cool idea to do this. Is the most that you're probably gonna tell them, but you're not in the position of power in
That's
this
true.
dynamic probably. You know, there's probably
Shout out to
layers of red tape that are also being that are also
Shout out
involved
to
in
Re-
this.
shout out to Retro, who's an OCFT.
Retro's
Keep
good.
going.
He just wanted to watch the Raw stream.
That's what it is.
But yeah.
Ain't nothing gonna stop me now.
Well, the other thing is they just gave them a bunch of money and were like, do whatever the hell you want.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Florida? Never mind, it's not Australia. This is Melbourne, Florida. So I guess it's Melbourne then. Melbourne, Florida.
Cringe.
Cringe. This one
Go ahead
definitely
and
cringe.
slam that cringe button. Anyways.
All right, cringe or base? Chat. Cringe or base?
Cringe or base? I'm gonna go with cringe.
I'm gonna go with cringe. I think
Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat.
It
for
was-
cringe.
it
and a
started
2
off a little
for
cringe.
base.
You stayed way too long in the pictures of the beach and the city and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You didn't need 45 seconds of that before you got to even showing a police vehicle.
Sergeant George called it. Oh my god.
And then it definitely got super cringe right here.
This was
where
awful.
this is super cringe.
This is not.
This is
not
ultra
kosher.
cringe. This is I'm gonna get extra points cringe.
Yeah, this is pretty. There's like no. Unless it was like a crazy hostage situation, there's pretty much negative reasons to ever have your reticle that close to another human being that you're not intending to point a gun at. I mean,
Especially
he's a
'cause you're-
sniper or whatever.
Yep.
He's technically flagging like everyone on that side of the building, but like
Yup. And
sketch.
this is 100% an editor's fault. They had their camera pointed at. Well, actually, so I'm curious if they shot this through an optic to get that, or if they just
No.
added this.
That's not a real reticle.
That's not a real optic. Okay, I was like, there's a little bit more detail here than I would have expected from your typical. But this might just be
100%.
This is
100%
budget.
not a real reticle.
Okay.
This is in no universe is this a reticle outside of Mass Effect. Okay, like there's a Halo reticle or something dumb. I don't know what the hell they
Yeah.
did here, but
I would know, but yeah, that my guess is then they went to was it Storyblocks and they were like reticle.png.
oh, 100%. Yeah, I want cool looking reticle.
Yeah. That's wild though.
Hey,
'Cause
shout out
this is
to the
basically
cheekbone,
like
though,
you
isn't it?
had the shot of these guys rappelling down, and then you slapped the thing that makes this poor guy looks really stupid.
He
on
looks like
it.
a real asshole.
He looks
Because they
like a
could have
real-
very easily done it with binos. Have literally one extra person here, because you would have a spotter.
Mm-hmm.
You would, especially for that distance. Jesus, like,
Yeah.
I'm not an expert. I'm not a trained sniper, but my understanding of it is
No, but you
You
are a
know.
trained camera person. You know that you could do something better. Trained editor too.
we'll keep going.
Anyway,
We'll
so
keep
that was
going.
Melbourne.
Isn't
So
it?
definitely cringe. We're gonna give that a
Cringe.
super cringe. All right, we'll do one more and then we'll get to body cam videos, just because this is actually
Copy.
really fun. All right, do we want to
Tracking.
watch a good one or a crappy one? I don't know what. I feel like You want to do Abilene? Oh, that's just
Oh
the
God,
drone
we'll,
tour.
we'll go talk shit. We'll talk shit.
This
Well,
is the
no,
drone tour of their
this is-
police station. It
This
looks
is
like.
cheating.
Okay.
You realize like there's a lot of police stations where you can't record because they don't want like terrorists recording it.
Oh,
These
yeah.
these assholes are doing fly-throughs because they live in whatever
They live in
Albuquerque or whatever
Abilene.
it was. Abilene.
All right, what do you think looks the?
Oh, was that Cedar Park? That's Cedar Park, Texas.
Cedar
make
Park?
fun of them.
Maybe. Look, yep, Texas.
We'll go watch this. Let's make fun of Cedar Park, Texas.
Currently taking applicants. Yeah, get in
Hey.
line.
It's almost like coming to work.
Hell, I'm currently
to a
taking
different job
applicants.
every single day.
A little nervous, to be honest.
You want to go ahead and get in the driver's seat?
You never know what you're going to be getting
Pause.
into.
How accurate is that, Josh?
if you're a rookie, right? And your FTO's gonna tell you to get in the driver's seat, that means you've probably been riding in the passenger seat this whole time. And if it's not your first week, you're a fuck up. Like, okay, rookie, breathe. No, I'm not saying this doesn't happen at times, but like walking from the, that's weird. I don't know. Maybe the people that raised me on the street were a bunch of hard asses, but yeah, that's wild. Hey, okay, go ahead and get in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and put your seatbelt on. Okay, go ahead and put the key in the ignition. Go ahead and no. Keep going.
Go ahead and open your eyes. Okay, now close them. Now open them again. Now open them again. Okay, that's called blinking.
On to 1304.
341. Show me the route code.
Go 3.
Hey,
City of our size, we're busy.
shout out to that radio traffic. That was legit. That's all he said.
Tactical ballistic vest.
This is my name. Show me code.
That's your
Got
pet
the fuck
peeve.
off
is
the
that-
radio.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy. Fuck yeah, good radio traffic. Fucking based.
Stand by.
We got our scene screen. If we have
Pause it.
deceased.
-5 for having the carry handle ARs. What the fuck? What is this? 1970? What the fuck? I just complimented you. You have like a kind of cool range, and this guy. No, look. We'll put your like on the right. This guy's got an optic on his gun.
Yeah,
Why the
that's-
hell did they pull this? No, his
Oh,
rifle
wait, no.
on his side here.
Oh, this one.
On the right. Yeah, he's
Right
got an
here?
optic there. He's
Oh,
got
yeah.
straight up. He's running irons. Wow, he was too young for that. Keep going. Sorry.
This person.
You can't be a phase you going through. This is something you have to have in your heart.
This is Detective Hawkins with Cedar Park Police Department. Any more details you can give me about the time you got home from the time you discovered that the burglary had occurred?
Mr. CSI over here.
City Park Police, come to the door, do it now.
A +1 for weapon-mounted lights on pistols. But he had an optic. Why the fuck did they show that rifle? I'm annoyed. Like, check it out. We got these A2 rifles. Like, this guy's got a damn like tape switch and all this shit. Like, I don't get. Shout out to this modern pistol. This chick, what is this? A sergeant or a corporal? Fucking whooping ass. Look at that grip. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Not in the fatal funnel.
Mm-hmm.
I respect
You
it.
might have adrenaline, but at the same time, you have to display that calm demeanor on the outside.
There you
You're
go.
extremely nervous. I saw you
Announcing.
looking around. Do you mind if I search the vehicle?
Rest assured, we're going to do our due diligence to find out whoever did this. You have a good evening, okay?
In a moment, it could
Oh, dude, the Batman bracelet though.
transpire.
Oh, where's-
I saw it. Yeah. Hell yeah.
And not like
I
the
have
new
the
Batman. That is old school Batman logo.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So the that's Val Kilmer
Hell yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
So the
Based.
Batman Forever for those of you that are based.
Based just
So, for those of you that I guess don't come from the inner workings of policing, the coolest thing ever said to me while I was a police officer came from my wife. And we're randomly sitting eating dinner, and she was like, well, you're kind of like Batman. You're just like angry, and you spend all night looking for bad guys. And you know what I mean?
Angry,
and it
you
was
know?
like, you're 100% right. It was like full self-actualization. That I was just like a vengeful, angry old person that spent all night looking for bad guys. No, I'm not like hospitalizing them like he did, but I was about
Close enough.
justice and stuff like
Except
that.
you're poor.
But yeah, there's that. There's that.
But yeah, no, I like that. Why does she
We'll
look
keep
lost? Explorer says, why does she look lost in the sauce though? Because acting is hard, bro.
Acting is hard.
Cameras drop your IQ by 30 points,
Yeah.
and that is a scientific fact.
Yep.
It can transpire to something else.
You will forget your name. I've seen it happen.
Oh,
It's in your
what a dick! Let that damn dog scratch the shit out of that
Oh,
car.
yeah.
What a dick
Dude.
move!
Damn.
-1 for the audacity.
He must have been rude to him. I love the Black Keys shirt too, though.
Respect.
Good band.
it's in your hands.
So far, Cedar Park is pretty based. Just on the
Shout
fandoms.
out.
That's how you humanize the
yeah.
badge. You wear the Black Keys hoodie and the Batman
Police, come to the
bracelet.
sound of my voice, do it now. Cedar Park Police, come to the sound of my voice, do it now.
Pretty sound room clearing tactics
Show me your
here.
hands, show me your hands, do it now.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! He's crazy!
I'm gonna open door left and open door right.
Ready?
Move.
Pause it. He had his backup iron sights deployed, and they were foldable. That's a negative one. I'm gonna keep going.
Cedar Park Police.
That's petty.
It's a great room clearing tactics, though.
Cedar Park Police, come to the sound of my voice. Move.
I like him constantly announcing too. It's good tactics.
Cedar Park Police, come to the sound of my voice, do it now. Let me see your hands, show me your hands, show me your hands. Drop that knife. Drop that knife.
Crazy one!
Drop the knife.
Pop him.
Drop the knife.
Drop the knife, do it now. Drop the knife.
Listen to me. I want you to go down on your knees.
Whoa.
Give me your other hand behind your back.
Hey.
All right, index. All right, you guys, we're gonna run it one more time.
You know, there's a great team aspect here. We all
This
working
music.
for one
All right, cringe for this music. The go-to little guitar music.
common goal.
You can really form good
You were doing
friendships
good
and
before
know
that.
they're kind of
I
like
was
a
okay with
family
their
to you
music.
out there.
This is wedding
That's
video
some of the
music.
Best equipment.
The good old
Best
school
training.
straight arm bar
And that all goes
takedown.
back to the support from our chief, support from our city leaders, and
Dude, tattoos.
the
Like
citizens.
visible
It's
arm
very
tattoos.
rewarding.
Shout out.
It's a brotherhood.
That's ironic.
I'm beyond excited to start. I can't wait to get out onto the streets.
I'm living this dream right now.
Yeah, she's a brother.
Somebody pinch me. Am I being pranked right now? But it feels good. So I love it.
I'm very proud.
Oh, it's a nice badge.
Cedar Park Police
Yeah.
officer.
Those are nice Class A's too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I
Like
kinda
Marine
the
Corps
red.
style Class A's. Those are
Yeah.
nice.
I like the red accents on them. They actually look pretty good.
You know what? Based.
We'll give 'em
I give it
based.
to him. I'll give
We'll
him
give them
based.
based. I would swap out that music for some rock music, but that's okay.
1 for cringe, 2 for based.
There you go.
I'm here for based. I'm team based on that. I think that they demonstrated a lot of like again, there was training, and even like their room clearing thing. It was a training scenario. It looked like a shoot house. It's clearly like nothing but cardboard shit, or not cardboard, like plywood.
Yeah.
But we had acting scenarios like that where you had actors and you had simunition rounds, and it was live, technically live fire with simunitions. And we had actors. They would always get like the narcotics guys because they all looked fucking disheveled as shit with like face piercings and whatever
Yeah.
to make it more realistic, and they would act like total assholes. But there was objectives behind it because they're trying to teach you how to be less stressed out. And again, you don't want the first time you're getting into having to point a gun at somebody inside of a house to be in real life. You'd rather that be in a nice, safe environment where you can learn and have the people that are good at it. It's probably a SWAT operator. We were very lucky. I was the very last in-service I went to, SWAT had actually designed shit for us. And I had 2 SWAT guys that were in my in-service. I got to learn a ton in like the 2 days that I got. Because again, they're just a huge,
It's a fountain of knowledge on.
That's what I mean, yeah.
all that
And
stuff.
years and years and thousands of hours worth of training get condensed into, hey, well, if you're going to approach a room like this, is how you kind of do it, and here's how to move and shake. I learned a ton. It was super valuable. But I give we got a 2 from Sergeant George. Whoa!
Damn.
That's impressive.
I like Jacob's comment. Less Josh Groban, more Eddie Van Halen. 100% agree. You do not need to be doing like I have used those songs for like wedding videos and like
Retro's asking for MSP recruitment.
MSP recruitment video? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
The Michigan State?
Yeah,
Police?
Michigan State Police recruiting video. This is what. So, by the way, our buddy
Only because
Retro
he's
here,
a Patreon sub.
Yeah, exactly. And this is probably what got hit. Oh, they got a new one, dude. They got one 3 weeks ago. Okay, we'll do the September 21 because that's probably the one that got him to apply. Because Retro applied and he got accepted, right? He's going to the school. Or
No, he's going through the background investigation.
Background investigation. Okay, so.
Apparently they don't do polygraphs there because
They're gonna
just
find
assume,
this.
They assume they're gonna fail. So, shout out to MSP. We're gonna see if it's based or cringe on your recruitment video.
Already cringe, bro. This is a college ad.
Hey, maybe they want educated people.
No, this reminds me of that one college flyer where they used the black dude twice. They just photoshopped him next to themselves because they only had one.
We'll keep going.
No, this looks like a university. This looks like Richland College over here. All right, whatever.
Hey, don't get
Somos tu familia.
We're your friends.
I literally just filmed a video for a client that was that exact same concept of like we speak your language, so we did it in Spanish and in Mandarin and in English. Anyway, I actually kind of like that.
A Michigan State Trooper.
I am.
And not just because I got paid to do it.
Trooper.
I am.
A Michigan State Trooper. If you're looking for a career you
100%
can be proud of.
college ad.
If
all
you're
these
looking
graphics
to make a
pulling me.
difference,
The Michigan State Police need people like you.
Do you have what it takes to change your community, to change your career, to change your life? Contact the Michigan State Police today
This
to
was
find
2021?
out more.
1 for cringe, 2 for base. Hold on.
Where are you getting any based out of this, bro?
Wow.
Meet Stacy from finance. Yeah. This is giving off some kind of energy. I do like that it's 30 seconds long, so it's good.
Michigan
But
State
like,
Trooper.
bro,
I tell you what, their Class A's are pretty atrocious, and the cars are pretty atrocious. We'll go to the new one. I'll give them another string. I'll give them another. Retro's like, what was that? That's your perspective.
that's the 2021. Is that not what you watched to get convinced to go to Michigan State Trooper College or whatever this is?
Yeah, judge retro all you want. We'll try their newer one.
Yeah, we'll try the newer one. The newer one was like
A Michigan State Trooper.
it's just so awkward.
If you're looking
Everybody's super stiff. Everybody's like,
Sergeant George gave it a 1. Absolutely. That's pretty condemning here.
Yeah, man.
Brian says, reminds me of the old style ads on TV. I was thinking like QVC, whatever, or the fucking Flex Seal commercials or whatever the fuck it is. The voiceover did not help. But my problem is it's very stilted. And the other issue is like they're trying to sell you on it being a diverse group of employees. They didn't say, like, I wonder what the demographic that they police is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying you don't want a diverse police department, but like, I would rather have a slightly less diverse police department that's better trained, rather than a really diverse police department that has like shit training. You know what I mean? Like, that's my only 2 cents on that. Is like, they didn't showcase anything about training. They didn't showcase anything about like, I don't know. Anyways, we'll go to the next.
Yeah, they didn't showcase anything about the job at all. They're just like, look, I'm a trooper. See, I'm also a trooper.
Yeah.
I'm also a trooper. Like, we can all be troopers. It's like, okay, but
the problem is too is you don't actually see them doing the job.
No, you don't know what they do.
So these could all be shit. These could be jailers for all.
This looks like JROTC,
You know what I mean?
is what this looks like. This looks like, hey, join our club on campus. This is exactly like this is my feeling. It was like, also, yes, Poofy. What the hell is that light bar? The little. This is the emoji. They have the emoji car. That's what they're driving. The little emoji SUV police car.
Okay, we're gonna try their other.
We're gonna try their newer one. This one is
just
3 weeks
retro.
ago. We're about to give them the most views they've had ever with our 12 people in chat. I'm already not here.
Why?
I'm already out. Bro, I'm so out. You got GoPros, so you got minimum 2 GoPros because you're filming one of your GoPros with the other GoPro.
Look at this light bar, dude. Barney Fife has more officer presence than this light bar does, and also
it's a beacon, sir.
What the fuck am I looking at here?
I don't know.
Is this parody?
This looks very Reno 911.
Jacob.
All right, let's see. Oh yeah, put on your hat. It's time to serve. Lead. Right report. That's my favorite juxtaposition in a video ever. It's time to do the coolest thing ever. Write reports. Get people identified.
It said it on text. Like the
check plates. Run their plates. Do they have warrants? No.
They could have said investigate. They could have said like.
They could have been okay. I would have been okay with the text if they had shown him doing anything other than like writing someone a ticket. Like every other one, at least like, yeah, you're showing the cool parts of the job. Okay, based for being honest about what the job is. It's gonna be paperwork. Also, you can see this lady's entire password.
If the next little text thing isn't sit on your ass in your car, like I don't like what the fuck, drive around.
I can't wait. Solve. There you go. Solve. Do a little brush.
I did take this training. I took fingerprints at least like 20 or 30 times.
Bro, see, I prefer when they do the dude with the camera because it looks more action-y.
It looks cooler.
This guy's a paleontologist right now. That was a bottle. Like, you couldn't at least be doing it with a gun so that it looks cooler?
Okay, so what about... I was recently in the Grapevine Mills Mall.
Yeah.
And I don't remember why I was there, but they had security there, as this unarmed security on a Segway. And I looked and I thought, okay, so what's the objective here, right? Is this supposed to prevent shoplifting? Is this supposed to prevent, like, I didn't understand it, like, at all. Like, it made, like, was it Paul Blart, or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
Look real high speed, low drag. Like, it was real cringe. And I sat there and I was like, well, maybe it's a thought that counts. Like, maybe there's, like, an insurance thing around the river. This is a police department. And this ad is post-Uvalde.
Yeah.
And when they say protect, they're going to show some random person on a fucking bicycle, not arresting somebody.
He's not even like a young dude.
Not like taking a kid out of a burning house or something crazy, like joyriding in a bicycle.
Trade. Oh, that was awkward. Defend. There you go. There's your defend, Josh. Stand in the hallway right after Uvalde.
How is this worse than the first one?
I don't know.
I didn't think
Write more tickets, bro. Hell yeah. I love the
he's
honesty.
Writing notes. He's writing notes.
He's writing a note. Okay. Become a trooper. Motor carrier officer. Department okay, there you go. Department analyst. Should have been for the department analyst.
They're showing different job. This is for all of MSP.
Okay. Still. A light bar, man. I can't. Why MSP? Get back and serve others, bro.
But it should just be. Yeah. Why MSP? Yeah. Like why MSP? Why would you go anywhere else?
Why? That's what we're asking. Why MSP? Why? Give back and serve others. There you go. That's right. Help them take selfies. This is how you give. See, I'm telling you, I do more for the community than all y'all combined.
This is one of the least cringe stills here, though.
I do this a lot.
I'll give them that.
Yeah. People hand me their cell phones to take their picture, even though I just took it with my $3,000 camera.
Retro said the Academy videos are better.
Okay, we'll try them.
I have my doubts.
Things we do for Patreon. Oh, hell yeah. Drifting. Look at that. You think that was on purpose?
God, these light bars are awful.
Oh, career advancement. That's right, taking your test. Teamwork atmosphere. Diverse work settings. Okay, so Josh, you remember like a year and a half ago where you were right out of policing and you went with me to that truck yard and we did that video for that trucking company?
Yeah.
Literally had that exact same shot from that. That's basically what this is. Like, it's not...
And
exact same shots. But it doesn't tell you policing. That says, I am a FedEx driver. And not well. Oh, hell,
I'm
look
done
at
with
this guy.
I'm done
Bro,
with this. One for cringe. Although my guy is thick.
He
my
is
guy has
caked
cake.
up. Bro. All right, based.
One for cringe, two for based.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it an 11.
Change your life. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad in 2022 they finally discovered Windows Movie Maker so they could add some text to the to the thing. Ugh. MSP.
I guarantee you there are bakeries with better recruiting videos.
Dude, after seeing Fargo? Are you kidding me?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Fargo's look great. I'm now like really impressed with those first two that we watched.
Yeah. Oh,
Or that
I need
was here
Retro
for.
to send us a link for a good video because I am...
Let's see. Queen Elizabeth really dropped. Wow. Why do I read these? I hate you, Poofy.
Poofy, she knew that they would not be able to beat GTA 5. And that there was nowhere but, going down from there.
Sergeant George says 2 for fingerprinting, 1 for everything. Fingerprinting's an art. It really is. The few times I did it, probably only did it well, like 3 or 4 times. I did it like 20 times, but I fucked it up like 9 times out of 10. We did training for like a day on forensics, and it was like how to take pictures and all that kind of stuff. And I vote.
There's a lot of recruit videos here.
That producer Juan could, you remember that slow exposure camera that you had in college?
Oh,
that
yeah.
You did like a little. You could do a better recruiting video with that than these guys did.
Oh,
with,
100%. Also, speaking of which, I wonder if I have it on this computer. Let me double check here. Because actually, speaking of that, I had a great frigging... Oh, is it on my cell phone? Okay, well, I'll put it in the Discord, but y'all will enjoy this. It's literally that camera. Actually, you know what? Actually, I have it. No, I have it. I have that camera.
What are we doing?
It's this.
Oh, there it is.
It's literally this little. It's literally a spring-loaded film camera. You crank it, and it gives you 1 minute of film time on a $100 piece of film reel. It's real great.
First video. Retro, I think we've run out. I think we've run out of videos. You're about to be like strike 5. Jesus. I hope it's a very fruitful and fulfilling career for you.
You send us one that is good, and we'll watch it. And then
I'm gonna be honest.
We will ban you from the chat if it's not good.
I'm changing its name in the Discord. The Michicant.
Yeah, there you go. That's what we'll do. Yeah, we will change your name. We'll change your name in the Discord if it sucks.
Brian says that are there officers or different departments still wearing the peaked visor caps? Yes, I've seen a few actually. But they don't actually wear them on patrol, but they do wear them. There's a lot of troopers because the stadies are a little bit more prim and proper about that kind of bullshit. Texas state troopers, they wear cowboy hats. Legit Stensons, they're nice, but they're so much more steeped in tradition, mostly because they're older. Most of those police departments are really old versus municipal police departments. Because, again, the states are older than the cities within them more oftentimes than not. Or at least, the organized, legal aspect of it or jurisdiction of it. Are we to body cams now?
Oh, no, this is just... So this one said, police recruiting video highlights jobs harsh reality. New type of recruit. I'm just trying to figure out where it is so we can look it up. Is it Wheat Ridge? Yeah, Wheat Ridge, Colorado. Okay, we're gonna watch.
Are we watching something depressing?
Well, it just says it's a recruiting video, but it shows the harsh reality. So I want to see what they mean.
Okay, if it doesn't show,
shows them reading to kids, which I don't think.
Yeah. If they're not eating a Glock, it's not realistic. So
Wheat Ridge police videos. Recruitment.
No,
too
we're not.
complicated.
Nope. Retro, it's already the ship has sailed, my guy.
Go back. First video, please.
Misha can't.
Misha can't.
Misha can't do it.
I want to see. Okay.
No.
I want to see what this one. The On the Lookout. Is that what he's talking about? This one with the little black kid.
Oh, too bad. CHP has
because if it's the first one here, it's the one we just watched, and that was terrible.
Was it Texas?
MSP overview.
Who was varnished batons?
All right, I'm banning you, Poofy.
No. We had
Complaining too
expandable
much.
batons. I didn't have varnished batons. He said, "Hide, it's okay. No, forget it."
Drop it in the Discord, man.
Dude.
Just drop it in the Discord and we'll watch
chat.
it.
Yeah, put a baby Jesus in the chat for Retro and his future police career. Whatever.
All right, we'll go ahead and
let's go body cams.
We'll go body
I'm done with all this
cams now.
bullshit.
All right, let's see. We will start with the one that is in our thumbnail because otherwise we will forget.
Yo,
And
too
it
late
is
to see
one
the comment.
This one is one that Sean.
There's Misha, no way in hell. I love it. Sergeant George is making my day.
All right, this one is from Sean. Yup.
That's a sneak peek at our Discord. Oh, shout out to Sean the Sheriff, my guy.
Mm-hmm. So,
shout out to police activity.
Yes. Here, actually, let me read the description on this one. So, this is Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. On August 22nd, 2022, Oklahoma City police responded on reports of multiple gunshots in the area. It was learned quickly that deputies with the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office had exchanged gunfire with a person at this residence while serving an eviction notice. 2 of the deputies were struck by the gunfire. So I do know that one of those, Sergeant Bobby Swartz, died from that. So this dude is a cop killer. All right, 2 of the deputies were struck by the gunfire. As responding officers arrived on scene, they learned the suspect, 35-year-old Benjamin Plank, had fled the residence in a vehicle trailering a boat. All right. He's also learned the suspect had loaded several firearms into his vehicle prior to leaving. Cool. All right, so that's where we're going to start here then. No spoilers.
Hit that boat.
There's the boat. Hit that boat.
Approximately 1:30 p.m., an Oklahoma City
Where's those
officer
Melbourne
located the
divers
suspect
when you need
driving
'em?
east on Southwest 89th
Sean the
Street near
sheep.
Walker Avenue.
Oh my God.
Officers attempted to stop the suspect near Southeast 89th Street and Shields Boulevard. The suspect refused to stop for the officers, initiating a pursuit.
Shoot that car.
At one
Shoot
point, the
that
suspect
car.
stopped his vehicle at an angle next to a semi-truck, but then continued driving, eventually entering onto Interstate 35. As the suspect was on the northbound service road of Interstate 35, Sergeant Patton attempted to perform a TVI on the trailered boat of the suspect's vehicle.
Pit.
Oh, he actually does
TVI
pit the
stands for
boat.
Tactical Vehicle Intervention and is a controlled
bro. You
contact
can do it.
maneuver
Yes.
to disable
Do it.
a fleeing
Do it.
suspect's vehicle.
Pit that Bayliner. Yeah. Oh.
That's not going to
The
do
TVI
anything.
was
No, but it would've been
unsuccessful,
cool if it
and the
did.
suspect continued driving, entering onto Interstate 35 northbound. While entering onto the highway, the suspect vehicle swerved, hitting Sergeant Patton's vehicle. While driving north on Interstate 35, the suspect fired at an Oklahoma County deputy, striking his vehicle while traveling past Southeast 44th Street.
Shoot this car.
The suspect
Shoot this
continued to fire
car.
his gun
Bro,
at
fuck this
officers,
guy.
which can be heard in the officer's dash cam video.
Fuck this guy.
Hey, Lieutenant, let me slide around here. I got a rifle. Hey, who's on front of the CVI train?
Get off the radio. Shots fired. He's shooting out of his window.
Everybody back
Yes.
off from that front car. Let's give him a chance. Everyone's with y'all. You want me to call this?
No.
Yes, everyone's
He doesn't
calling.
get away. He doesn't get away. Fuck this guy.
Officer Boxwell set up on the inside shoulder of southbound Interstate 35 around
Based.
Southeast 25th Street and discharged
Based.
his rifle at the suspect as he drove past him.
Oh hell yeah.
Great backstop.
That's an
Suspect
amazing
continued
backstop.
driving. Shortly
Yeah.
after, Sergeant Patton, who was the first patrol vehicle behind
See, that's
the
when you go
suspect,
full auto on it and just
discharged
go.
his rifle from inside his vehicle toward the suspect vehicle.
Based.
This is the
Fuck this
driving
guy.
with
Yeah,
your
fuck
knees
this
moment
guy.
right here.
Yeah.
The suspect swerved to the outside shoulder of the highway, but then continued north.
Yeah, we're just here going 940, northbound.
The suspect entered onto Interstate 40 going
One.
east. The suspect suddenly exited the highway at the Air Depot exit, driving toward
Are you
the
saying my
Tinker
name
Air
or the
Force
number
gate.
one?
The suspect
One.
pulled a rifle out of the window as he pulled up to the gate with several occupied vehicles around. As the suspect came to a stop at the gate, he was still holding the rifle out of the
Shoot
window
him.
before
Nope, shoot
dropping
him.
it to the ground
Nope.
and
There's
exiting
no
the
rest in
vehicle
this guy.
with his
No,
hands
fuck
in
this
the
guy.
air.
Shoot him. Nope, dumb. Dumb. Nope, kill him. Nope, dumb. I'll never be a cop ever again. I hate this. I hate everything about this. Nope, shoot him right there. Look, he's consenting.
Several
He's saying, shoot me. Look.
converged on the suspect and placed him into
Man.
custody.
You could tase him.
With bullets. Alright, fuck this guy.
There it is. Hey, tackle him. Yeah.
Stop! Bro, stop! Stop! Put your hands behind your back. Hands behind your back. I can't. Get on your stomach. Bro, get on your stomach. Get on your stomach.
That's a tasers.
God bless it.
Put your hands behind your back. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. Bro, I'm dead. Bro, I'm dead. Hands behind your back. You're there. No, stop. It's over. I'm dead. Ah!
Pause it. So right now, I'm just a little disappointed that like a random AD didn't happen in this guy's head or whatever. I don't know. I have no sympathy for somebody that's going to shoot at officers while running away, shoot at them while they're serving an eviction. It's a civil thing. They're probably fucking like deputies or whatever. In Texas, it's county guys that do. That
Yeah,
do
it was.
evictions.
It was deputies.
Yeah. So these guys are literally just showing up being like, hey, dude, you gotta leave. You can't stay here. Like, you don't own this residence. Like, chill. Like, you gotta leave. And then he shoots and kills one of them. And then for me as a cop, like the cop in me is like, that's the worst part about it, is that he not only killed an officer, he also endangered everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And the second he decides he's not going to endanger everybody, like at any point in time, any one of these rounds could have landed on, and he didn't care then. And we're going to go through the court system, and we're going to do all this stuff, and we have to pay for his attorney and to eat. And I know this sounds cruel, and I know this sounds like, I don't know. I'm sure whoever's doing my background check in the future or whatever, or the alphabet agency that I'm sure follows me because they know what I do for a living.
Well, but this is why you left, right? Because while you were there, you would be like, no, protect his rights, do all this stuff. And as soon as you're like, I can't do that anymore, really shouldn't be there anymore either.
I genuinely respect the men and women that still do the job because they're doing it the right way. Like clearly, like there's a ton of examples of this where they're doing it the right way. They have every reason, and it's to me, and this is the problem, and this is why I'm gone. To me, it's not an emotional decision as to why the guy should. Truly, I'm not mad at him. I'm just saying, well, this is cheaper. Just shoot him. Just kill him. Like, what are we doing here? And I totally get, when it's a domestic assault, this is what the courts are for. We don't know. We weren't there. We can't prove it. But if he's actively shooting at people, fuck him. There's no going to jail. What is your affirmative defense of prosecution if you're randomly discharging your firearm at people? Running is different. You know, I'm always, how many times has the guy like ran, they catch him later, and I'm like, oh, that's bullshit. That's a you know, abusive use of force, or this is police brutality. I am that guy all the time. I would have been bitching about all the taser usage here. Like the analyst in me is like, there's leverage-based techniques for all of this stuff, and there's a lot of other things that you should be doing, like better to get him into custody. Here, I'm just disappointed they didn't shoot him. I normally I'm here for the hot take and giving you guys like the really high speed, low drag police analysis. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't have. Maybe I'm jaded. That's why, but I can't wrap my head around taking this guy into custody. I get why they did it. I totally understand why they did it, and technically that's what they should do. But like,
well, that's their actual job. It's law enforcement.
Yeah.
Not execution.
There's a hard line. Well, but think about it this way: had he still been shooting, or had he still?
Oh yeah, no, at that point, yeah, of course.
But I don't know, man.
Might get buffed because he knew it's better for him. I will say, shooting him is not necessarily cheaper because you're going to have the civil lawsuit against the city. You're going to have all of the back end stuff. It is technically probably cheaper.
I'd codify it into law that if we can, if you have actively been trying to murder people and don't have an affirmative defense to prosecution, like this person was robbing you, this person was whatever, and the burden again is on the state to prove that you weren't doing that. And I'm for the civil litigation side of it. You're going to have the litigation side of it for these criminal charges anyways. I'm just saying at least we don't have to pay to feed this motherfucker while we're doing it. And that the lawsuit should be completely null and void if, again, they don't have an affirmative defense to that prosecution of saying, well, that's unreasonable for you to kill him. It's like, well, why was he shooting? Was he getting robbed? Was he at his house? Clearly he wasn't. He was getting evicted. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. There's just zero reason to... when people stop valuing life, and this is kind of what I'm getting at, is like, I got injured a lot of times valuing someone else's life, whether they deserved it or not. I personally had workman's comp injuries doing that thing. And just to watch these fucking assholes run around here, and nobody cares. Like, this won't make the news. Like, this guy should be crucified just as bad as bad cops, if not worse. You know, this guy should be child molester levels of bad. He might be a felon for the rest of his life if he gets to see the light of day, which he probably will, to be honest. But I don't know, man. Shit makes me mad. I'm jaded. Let me look at the chat. Hey, what's up, Joshua? What's going on, Brian? And then Tyler Stevens. You look like a new name. We had a car chase shooting here in Buffalo, New York. 3 officers were shot, and the supervisor tried to call it off. Granted, 2 officers of the 3 were shot by friends. Jeez. Yeah, I'd call that off.
Yeah.
I'd call that off. If your officers are starting to shoot each other, like, clearly this is past your ability to handle,
do that.
let him.
If you're gonna be like old Sniper Boy in that recruitment video, call it off.
Save the execution for the Tower of Flood. We're going to the next one.
Yeah.
Shout out to these guys for being better men than me. Yeah. Everybody in this, everyone in that picture that's a police officer, that's a uniformed police officer is better than I am.
Yeah.
2021, maybe.
I think I'm gonna get to be devil's advocate today because that's usually your job.
Yep.
In my opinion, I am glad that they are doing the job the way they're doing it.
And I agree. Normally, I agree.
Yeah. Because unfortunately, we do live in the world as it is not in the world as it should be. And
the only cop's official stance on this is that these officers did a really good job taking this guy into custody.
Yeah.
The Josh hot take is fuck it, this guy should.
Well, I can tell you're jaded because like a year ago we would have been watching this video and you would have been doing the tactical breakdown of like how they're taking him in and why they're taking him in this way.
It crushes me.
And now you're that Josh would have been fighting this Josh.
100%.
Because now we've been watching these for a while, and like your patience has steadily dropped for the BS that these people are putting these guys through.
I'm going almost like full Mike the Cop on some of this.
I know.
You don't ever want to go full Mike the Cop on this. That's the link. What's going on, Megan? Explorer says, "I love how the military police are just chilling."
That is a write-up, 100%.
Yeah, that's a write-up.
All right, this one is from Jinja Ninja from May 29th.
What is this? Critical incident. It's Phoenix.
Oh, it has their description in the thing. We might have already seen this one because I know this department is one of the ones that Bill really likes to showcase. So I'm wondering if we've seen this one.
I'm Sergeant Vincent Cole with the Phoenix Police Department Public Affairs Bureau.
But we'll see.
The information, audio, video, and pictures you're about to see are intended to provide details as we currently understand them of an officer-involved shooting that occurred on May 29th, 2022. This video may contain strong language as well as graphic images which could be disturbing to some people. Viewer discretion is advised.
That's why we're age restricted.
This incident occurred in the area of 24th Street and Cactus Road when Phoenix police received a call of a domestic dispute involving a firearm. The man with the firearm was later identified as Tony Brown. An adult female in the home placed a 911 call where she mentions that Mr. Brown has a firearm and has fired several shots in and around the home. Here are several excerpts from that 911 call.
Do not, put your gun down.
Where is your emergency?
This one feels familiar, but it might not be the one I'm thinking
I
of.
have a husband that's having a meltdown.
Okay, what is your address?
Hey, way to dox him. Shout out to these guys.
Mm-hmm. Not like the one we saw last
He's
week.
having a meltdown. There is a gun in the house.
Where they show his ID and his phone number and his everything.
Okay, it's the house, and you said he's having a meltdown. Is he diagnosed with any mental?
No, he's not. But he's drunk and he's stupid, and he's being very destructive.
Okay, what is his first and last name?
He sounds like a streamer.
Tony Brown.
Tony Brown.
Ow! He just shot in the door.
You said he shot in the door? All right.
He shot in the door, and I'm in here.
Are you able to go upstairs away from the front door?
Oh my God, he's shooting at my door. He's shooting at my door.
Can you go upstairs?
No, I can't go anywhere. He's shooting in the door. He's shooting the door up.
Get away from
He's shooting the door up.
Get away from the front.
I'm in the bedroom, but if he comes in here, he lost it.
Stay strapped, boys.
Are you able to get away from the
shooting in the
Have
door.
you tried leaving though?
He's probably. Oh my! No, please, no.
Dispatch.
He
Wow.
wants a shootout. Is what
Basically,
he
it's like, okay, but have you tried not getting shot at?
And that's what he's screaming. That's what he's screaming. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Okay, and was your husband in the back of the house or was
We can go to the body cam.
Yeah.
This is gonna go on for forever.
Jesus.
physical hold?
90 is the person.
5'9", 200 pounds, blah, blah, blah. Okay,
Whatever.
wow, she
Assigned to
talks a lot,
patrol
okay.
and several specialty units. Per policy, they are worn at mid-torso level.
Skip all this,
Oh,
okay,
this is
that's fine,
Axon
whatever.
paid
Line
for
of the
that,
camera
bro.
captures.
This is like
When
this is the
activate-
1 minute ad spot for Axon that they put in here.
Yeah.
Body-worn
that-
camera has
Wow.
a buffer of video without audio and suddenly
no, we get it,
currently
bro.
used short distance.
Okay.
A couple more rounds.
Officers developed a plan to contact the subject, including deploying a stun bag, which is a less lethal option, and drove to a location closer to the house. As they approached the residence, they found Brown outside, still armed. Officers gave several commands to Brown to drop the gun before he pointed the firearm at
Surprised the
officers.
sergeant's doing
That is
this
when
and
the
not a
officer
lieutenant.
involved shooting occurred.
He's waving it in the air.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun!
He's walking.
Drop the gun!
That's a long shot with a pistol.
Here's another angle of the incident from the body-worn camera of the officer involved in the shooting.
Oh, at least they got one guy with a rifle.
Based. How's the safety going off? Ooh, that's a body cam. One round, look at that. He pointed it at us. That's all you need.
The officer engaged Brown from an extended distance and utilized an optic. This enhanced view is
hell
not
yeah.
the actual perspective of the officer.
Oh, there's your 3 pixels.
Got folded like an omelet.
Damn.
A team was organized and approached
Was it?
Brown following the shooting.
So the articulation here is that he's already discharged his firearm multiple times within this residence, right? And you're, legally speaking, even though he's at an extended distance, how is it reasonable to ask these officers to wait till they get shot at to shoot back? Now they ask this out of the military all the time. Oh, you could have a whole drove full of dudes with AKs and stuff, but are they shooting at you? Like, no. Well, then you don't get to shoot at them. Now, the reason being is they're occupying a foreign territory that believes they should be sovereign, and they're not because there's a military there. Versus we're being paid by taxpayers to go and patrol and protect that area, right? They also owe it to the other citizens that are there that if this guy's, again, already discharging that firearm, even though he's not currently doing it, it's unreasonable to expect for them, not only for themselves to be in danger, but somebody else. You could almost articulate that if you yell drop the gun a few times and he doesn't, and it's just laying by his side, you smoke him right then and there. And again, the ideas behind this is, and the articulation is, he refused to comply with those orders. It was unreasonable for me to believe that he was going to drop it. We asked him to do it multiple times. We identified ourselves as police officers. He knew it was. He refused. The risk of him discharging that firearm more was too high. We leveraged deadly force, which was effective. I wonder if they took this guy into custody. Breathing,
But aid was
hopefully.
unable to be rendered as he had died from his wounds. Officers
rip.
at the scene located
Springfield.
Yeah, shout out to Springfield.
a firearm near the body of Brown.
It was empty.
The officer involved in this incident has 4 years of
Yeah,
service.
he discharged it into his girlfriend or wife's room, apparently.
with
Hopefully
the
it didn't
Phoenix
hurt
Police
anybody else.
Department
Yeah.
and is assigned to the Desert Horizon precinct. This incident is the subject of both an internal and a criminal investigation, which will be
That's fine.
reviewed by the Maricopa County Attorney's Office.
That's fine.
Conclusions about whether the actions of the officers are consistent with department
Pause it. I don't want to
policy
hear
and law.
their jargon. I don't need any of that stuff. So where the conversation's probably going to lie here is whether or not they were close enough to know whether it was loaded or not. There's a lot of case law around. There's no way to expect an officer to determine by looking at it whether it's loaded or not. And again, once you've elevated something to deadly force, you're voluntarily opening yourself up to use of force. I do like that they brought a beanbag, and that shows that they actually had an arrest plan, not a shoot 'em plan. And their hopes were that if they could at least get him to drop the gun and approach this guy in a safe manner, that they had another alternative to shooting him. I am team. This is my only criticism of what they did. I'm glad they staged, which was fucking brilliant. Mr. holding your handgun out at 50 yards, I don't know that I'm team contributing around with a handgun at that distance. Especially if you know you have a rifle present, but if he didn't know the rifle was there, which maybe he didn't, but at least he didn't fire, which I'm normally, like, we had this discussion last week about an officer involved shooting, where there was an officer with a better shot that wasn't holding a dog that didn't fire. In that instance, I was like, did he see a deadly threat?
Go check out that video. It's uploaded.
Yeah, you can go check that out last week.
Just that video, Donovan Lewis.
Yeah, so, but in this instance, it's just he realizes that he's not going to be able to effectively discharge his firearm at that distance safely. It also is backstopped real sketch. This is really why I believe the AR-15 platform is superior in a lot of ways in an urban context, because you can have more distance and create safety. And actually, the 5.56 rounds that get utilized by law enforcement, they're ballistic tip. It doesn't mean they explode. It means they literally confetti, in the sense that the second it hits anything hard, the round dissipates and does not hold its weight and will not penetrate or over-penetrate a barrier. It's next to impossible to get a pistol round to do that, so 5.56 is actually really good for that. And you can shoot somebody from that distance. Really, if he wasn't waving it, like let's say he had it in his pants or didn't have it in his hand or something like that, they could have had a whole-ass negotiation from that distance and had adequate lethal cover without putting anyone at risk. Unlike Pistol Boy here, that's basically lobbing one in that general direction. That's not terribly effective lethal cover, to be honest. Pistols start to become really, really ineffective unless you have like a very high-speed, low-drag guy, which most of us can't afford, and most precincts or police departments can't afford to even provide that level of training outside of like 15, 20 feet. Go to a range and just look at what a target looks like, a human-sized silhouette at 15 yards, and then at 20, and then at 30. It starts looking real, and if you're only using iron sights, this looks tiny. You practically can't see. You're generally doing a gross aiming adjustment at that target, versus a rifle, you're getting to pick effectively.
You'd also need some extremely motivated officers to go through that level of training.
Oh, sure.
To get that good.
But even affording it.
I don't even think that's reliable either. I mean, you can be that good, but still not reliably hit those groupings at that range.
Fatigue plays a part in that. Stress plays a part in that. Again, if on the range you're this guy, in real life you're this guy. So it's add stress to anything, and it's going to decrease your performance, not increase it. So regardless of what people say about adrenaline, I was like, no, that doesn't help. It actually very counterintuitive to trying to do very fine motor skill things and very succinct and well thought out decisions. Your prefrontal cortex takes a dump, and you're just like, booga booga, I'm gonna try to do it. You get very
caveman challenge in real life.
Yes. Shout out to everybody that's watching and throw a like. I appreciate it. Everybody that's here.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Let me make sure I'm. What's going on, Stinker? Or as I call you, Step Bro. He's not even my brother.
By the way, for everybody who's here, please hit a like if you like this stream. It really helps us out. Subscribe if you have not subscribed. Also, we do have a Patreon. It's as little as $1 a month, and it gives you access to our Discord. Our Discord is how we plan all of this stuff. It's also how we gather all of the videos that we watch on stream. So these are all provided by our Patreon supporters. It's a great little community that we have. We make fun of you in there. You can make fun of us. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
And
also, you guys, actually, on a serious note, like, really do pray for Retro, because MSP looks real shitty. So, anyways, Sergeant George brings up a good point here with mental health. People don't get drunk and shoot at doors. I've dealt with plenty of drunk people that don't go as far as shooting at houses and stuff like that. I've had some people take K2 and do some weird stuff. I've had some people that are pretty, weirdly enough, meth users, typically when they're coming down that they get crazy. Typically when they're actually like high and ramping up, they don't tend to do terribly weird things. Cocaine usage, being fucky is pretty much non-existent.
And happy people just don't shoot their husbands.
Yeah, so it's a I'm with Sergeant George that this is really more of a mental health issue that was, again, unfortunately dealt with by law enforcement. The only downside is when when a mental health issue is neglected for that long, there's not a single thing a therapist could do in that moment. There's not a single thing a critical incident interventionist can do in that moment. And I'll say this, like we had a really good mental health program at shout out to Arlington Police Department. They actually had a really good program for this. They had mental health peace officers that had to go to like a whole 40-hour class, which is a lot of hours of training. That's uninterrupted training. That's like damn near a month worth of training. And so anyways, they would disseminate a lot of this information in training, and we were good at recognizing the difference between somebody that's autistic or somebody that's high. We were able to articulate that not just in reports or tactically in real time, but we're also able to employ different techniques when handling them. Somebody that's high or drunk, I'm just going hands-on and dealing with them, versus somebody that was having, a manic episode and was potentially on the spectrum. Don't want to be touched. If anything, I'm gonna piss them off more if I touch them, and I might exacerbate the situation. We had some of those skills. The problem is like, by the time we were dealing with them, they were so far gone. I worked a lot of very successful suicides where we're showing up a day late or 5 hours late. I missed a guy by an hour one time. Mm-hmm. Like the floor was still wet and the gun was still warm, kind of thing. Like it was a very. I know a lot of people have a lot of hard feelings about this. This is a collective failure as us as a society when it comes to instances like this. You could say there's certain aspects of this when it comes to school shooters. There's certain aspects of this when it comes to even domestic violence and things of that nature. We collectively have allowed and given permission and even encouraged whatever environment that these people are being brought up in, whether it's internet culture, fucking the YouTube comment section and shit like that. We have made this a thing. Again, when we complain about politics, or the news cycle or whatever it is, this is a creature of our own design. So we all have a little bit of onus in this. However, law enforcement's going to. Most of my.
Well, we talk about this a lot, or me and Josh talk about this a lot, in that a lot of these issues tend to be cultural issues that get pushed off onto the institutions that we have, because we as a society don't want to take responsibility or accountability for what we created, and we want someone else to deal with it. And a lot of the times that institution ends up being policing because we have no other institutions to handle it. We don't have mental health institutions that can handle this stuff. And the ones we used to have were really bad.
We're pretty terrible.
And so like, it's not because I will see a lot of people being like, we need to bring back mental asylums and stuff like that. It's like, those were not better. They were just a different bad thing. Yeah. They were it's like, okay, do you want to get beaten or do you want to get shot? It's like, okay, well, I don't want to get either. Let's just maybe figure out a different solution. But a lot of this is just, we don't care enough to fix this stuff. We want to not think about it and not deal with it. And the easiest way to do that is make it someone else's problem.
And really the reason why I'm a champion for this kind of stuff, and the reason why I like having this discussion, is I think if we all collectively started to give a shit and started to put forth, I really truly believe NGOs are probably the solution to this issue, to be honest. And maybe NGOs that are just in a non-government organization, in partnership with federal resources and stuff like that, because ultimately, if you want to see an example of the way that we handle stuff as the government, look at schools, look at prisons, look at the IRS, and again, it's fundamentally, it's not that they're full of shitbags that don't want to do their job. It's just designed from the ground up to be unsustainable for the number of people. They made all of these plans and all of these SOPs like in the 50s, you know what I mean? It didn't to scale it up, and you're
Yeah.
just always going to be failing to play catch up.
Yeah,
basically.
most of the systems that we have as they are currently set up are set up for the Industrial Revolution era. They're basically meant to create factory workers, like good, happy factory. We do not live in that age anymore.
Yeah.
We are well beyond that. We know much better now, but none of our systems have caught up. Hell, our brains have not caught up to the stuff we have now. We physically are not capable of handling the internet or handling, you know, this information fire hose that we get, or the honestly, even the size of our communities. We are not really built for that. We haven't caught up to that yet, but it exponentially increases in speed of like how much more complex all of that stuff constantly gets. And so I don't know that there's necessarily a good solution here, but it is something like I think it starts with taking ownership of how you treat other people, what you do in your community, you know, spending less time being outraged on the internet, and maybe taking that energy and, I don't know, go volunteer at an animal shelter. Go freaking be involved in some community organization. I'm in like 8 of the damn things. I'm in leadership positions and all over the place, and it's a lot of time and a lot of effort, but I'm also not constantly angry at stuff. You know? And it's good for you, it's good for the community, it's good for society overall. And so I would advocate, number 1, focus on things locally and get involved in your community. Number 2, get off the internet every once in a while, except for Tuesdays and Thursday streams right here on Only Cops. And number 3, we got to have a third thing, because rule of threes, I don't know, eat better, go exercise. I don't know.
Eat better. It matters. I have IBS. I would know. Let's go to the next thing. What does it say?
All right, so this one is, we're going to go from that to this dude who was stalking a 6-year-old girl. So
Oh, shit.
we're back to Florida, baby. Let's do
Shoot
it.
that pedo. Shoot. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Shoot that Matt.
Now, this
Shoot
time, I'm
that-
not going to
sorry,
play devil's advocate when you say shoot this guy.
Juan, are you taking the side?
I do have a line.
Yeah, I have a line in the sand.
Like, you're shooting randomly into the air at cars, you know, okay, but it's too far.
You chasing 6-year-olds.
Yeah, at least the deputies before were adults, you know? Okay, so here we go.
They consented to being there.
The what?
I said, you're right, they did technically consent on being there.
That's right, they technically consented to engaging with that guy, so, you know, you can shoot back at him. Okay, so, let me read this. Deputies with the Volusia Sheriff's Office in Florida arrested. Florida's got the weirdest names. They steal them from
Florida
everywhere.
needs to get it together.
They arrested Saturday 55-year-old, that grammar's awful, 55-year-old Mark Greenberg for allegedly stalking a 6-year-old girl after her father and neighbors reported his behavior. According to authorities, witnesses made complaints about Greenberg following incidents spanning 8 months. Jeez,
Damn.
this is when they say like, oh, they knew about this guy for a long time. This is it. On Friday, a father reported to deputies that Greenberg made several unusual comments to his 6-year-old, saying statements to the effect of, "I'm going to make you famous. I'm going to turn you into a woman or a big girl." All right.
Shoot that pedo.
All right.
Shoot that pedo.
Just like turn your backs while the neighborhood takes care of them.
Be involved in your communities.
There you go. Take an interest in your community. That includes exercise. That is including. You're getting like 2 out of 3 right there. Shout out to Law and Crime Network.
Yeah, shout out to them for providing this. And Axon, you know how I feel.
You got anything on you? I need to. I make sure my door is secured, locked. We will secure it. I need to make sure. I will make sure. Who are you? Are you the sergeant? I am the sergeant. Go get your car. No, I want my sketches, please. Yeah, please. I want my sketches. I want my shoes, please. No, man. Listen, we played this game with you yesterday.
Oh, pause it. Okay.
Totally a thing. When somebody knows they fucked up and they're going to jail, they get king petty. And it's on everybody. I've had guys that are going for very serious felonies that were very cool. And I was like, I get it, he punched your girlfriend, so you beat him to death, but like, bruh, this is still the rule of law. Like, there are ways to go about doing this, but I've had some people Jacob, if he's still in the chat, he got to see a petty arrest. Oh, it wasn't a petty arrest. It's just I arrested him. He was crazy. Like, it was the most annoying 45 minutes of my life because there wasn't a single moment of silence of him yelling at me the whole time and doing dumb stuff. No, you need to adjust my seatbelt. You need to roll down my window. Why aren't you rolling down my window? I know my rights. This is cruel and unusual punishment. You don't need to hold my arm like that. It'll be this whole time, guarantee you. Keep watching. Fuck this guy.
Okay, don't call There's two sides to every story.
There is.
You haven't heard the
You'll
other side.
have your day in court. But you had your opportunity to tell your side of the story yesterday, and you didn't.
I said right here, and you told us no. So, you made a piss poor decision, now you're going to live with it.
We're trying to help you out, man. We're getting you shoes. Okay?
These are not shoes, these are
It
flip-flops.
doesn't matter. They're going to put slides on you when you get out there.
Can I please have my Skechers?
True.
I have bad feet.
No.
I have to have shoes on. That's
No.
why I stay at home all day on my internet. I have to have
Pause it.
shoes. Sir,
It's not a constitutionally protected right to have your choice in shoes. Technically, they don't even have to provide shoes as long as they clear your pathway to make sure that you don't get injured. But as long as it's not causing an injury, like maybe if this guy didn't have legs, I can understand putting his prosthetics on or bringing out a wheelchair, but it is not constitutionally protected. So no, for those that give a shit, no. And if anyone tries to pull this on you,
It's not the Nike amendment. That's not it. Everybody's entitled to their Jordans.
not a thing.
No?
Not a thing. Yeah, no.
Well, shoot.
Keep going. She said, "Well, shoot."
There goes
Keep
my
going.
law career.
you're depriving me of my sir, please.
No.
Listen, it's those or nothing. Put them on or they're going back in the house.
You can go barefoot.
They haven't provided.
Something against me of what happened yesterday.
No, you're under arrest.
No.
You can put those on and you can walk out to the car with nothing on your feet.
They give the option.
How do you say you're away, sir? We'll have your house secured and you can
Pause it. So officer gets a -1 for no gloves.
I didn't even notice
Gotta
that.
wear,
You're right.
Gotta wear gloves, dude.
You're right, especially with this kind of arrest. Oh.
Keep going.
What is the bond about? $5,000.
Shout out to that Ford F-150 in the back.
Fuck your lawn.
What? We're not going to argue. We're not going to discuss.
Jacob, what are those?
You came to the door last night and gave us some information. You failed to do it, so we had to make our decision.
His uniforms are pretty based.
Period. We're not arguing. Well, I'm not going to argue it. There's two sides to every story.
100%.
Yeah, so you can argue your side in court. Not out here.
So pause it. Also, while you're being detained or arrested on an offense or whatever, is not the time to give your side of the story. So the only reason why you get arrested, for those of you that don't know, and welcome to the channel, if this is only cops, we get educational stuff, or I say that they should have shot the guy.
It's one or the other. You get no
you get one or the
in-between.
other. There's like no middle ground.
No nuance.
So, yeah. So in this instance, he's trying to sit there and plead his case, right? And this happens all the time. And you're like, look, I have PC. I don't know that you did it, but which is probable cause. So I have probable cause to believe a crime occurred. I'm arresting you based on that, and you're going to go talk to a judge so that they can arrange a court date for you. And depending on the level of the offense, they'll either set a bond or they won't set a bond, and all that bond is agreed. Which I think the bond system's real fucky. But like you should be able to see a judge faster and all that kind of stuff. But if it's a $5,000 bond, most bondsmen, I think it's like 10% that you have to like front or something like that or whatever. It's like $50. He ain't paying that. He's getting out like tomorrow. So it's cool to go and take him to jail and all that stuff, but all it really does is like put him in the system and make sure that like he can't say he didn't know. He's like, no, you stood in front of a judge. The judge arraigned you, told you what the charges were, what the elements of the offense were for it. They gave you a court date. You did the bond. Now there's somebody else that's liable for getting, or they'll write a warrant and the cops will come pick you up. We'll keep going.
Yeah. Also, free advice, when you are giving your side of the story, all you are doing is just providing more evidence for the court to use. So
you better be, If you're not being 100% truthful, which...
And even if you are.
I would say, depending on how you articulate the truth, can fuck you over in court.
Your lawyer will not be
system
happy
is-
that you spoke a single word that wasn't "get me a lawyer."
Yeah.
And not "get me a lawyer, dog," because that can bite you in the ass too. Have you read that story, the "get me a lawyer, dog" guy? Y'all go check that out. That's wild.
Get in the car.
Well, that was it. I thought he was gonna fight or something.
Gloves.
Gloves. Massachusetts cops catch goats. I wanted to see the goats. All right, listen.
Oh my god.
There was a goat link in there.
It's because he's hanging around. Oh.
Do you want?
Oh, hey, no, don't start playing other stuff. This is a good video though. Y'all should watch this. It's auto playing. Let's see. This is Napalm sent us a TikTok.
Oh, shout out to Napalm Dad.
Oh, we've seen this one before. This is the guy that yells at the dude.
Based. We'll play it just for,
I don't know
for liberty's sake.
I could have sworn there was a way to get this to be full screen.
No.
Yeah, well,
just
whatever.
In this car. Is it in the original dispensary container? What? Is it in the original dispensary container? No. Then you're fucked. How's that sound? No shit. Mind your own fucking business next time. Yeah, it's called shut the fuck up. I was driving along, I was gonna head to a simple citation that I give, but no! You gotta be, just couldn't fucking shut your mouth. Where you going anyway? Where do you work? Where? It's called American Pulp. What's that? It's paper?
Yeah, you know, like the liquor bottles and stuff that the shit comes in, like the trays. I promise you, I only have weed in the car. Honest to goodness. And it's all
use gloves!
You ever heard of what a heat seeker is? A heat seeker is something that draws attention to itself. Heat-seeking missiles, they go for the heat. Sit the fuck down. Did I tell you to move?
He's not having a good day. Pause it.
Why am I speeding?
Oh,
I'm doing my fucking job.
Hang on. Pause doesn't work on, like the space bar doesn't work here.
So it's not constitutionally protected that the police officer has to be polite to you. For those of you that wondered. That being said, as far as like doing a marijuana arrest just because the guy was being an asshole or whatever, it is what it is. I mean, technically, there's some discretion in whether or not you enforce some of these laws depending on where you're at. I know I had a little bit of discretion about the usable amount. Tell you what, there's at least collectively in my career accidentally destroyed probably like an ounce worth of marijuana collectively. They're like, meh, this goes on the floor. This isn't worth my time. And I'd go take their grinder, give them a ticket, and get here. It was a pretty paraphernalia ticket. Go on your way, so that narcotics wouldn't get mad at me.
So just for a visual reference for these straight-laced people in our chat, how big is an ounce of marijuana?
So typically, like an ounce of marijuana, if you're talking like a bag, like a turgid bag, you're talking about something about like the size of like a Coke bottle or bigger. I mean, it's a lot of marijuana.
Yeah.
It took like a usable amount's like a tenth of an ounce, damn near. Like you could technically get high just off of that, as long as it's like an actual bud. You're not talking about sticks and leaves and all that kind of shit. I don't know. Like it's a weird, which is funny because like I was like, and Juan knows this because Juan grew up with me. Like I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't anything. I had never actually seen marijuana in real life.
He can barely eat cheese.
Yeah, I'm lactose intolerant for God's sake, you know. But I had never even seen marijuana in person until I went to the police academy, and now like because I dealt with it so much, like I have like
encyclopedic knowledge of it.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. I would make fun of kids sometimes. I'm like, how much did you pay for this? And they're like, oh, I paid like $50. And I'm like, for like oregano, dude? Like, what the fuck is this? I literally one time, and I don't remember who, one of my supervisors made fun of me for this. I like picked up some grass off the ground and I was like, there's the same amount of THC in this as there is in this. Like, I can't even seize this. This would be considered official oppression for me stealing your property. Sorry, here, have your property. It like had the essence of marijuana, but I was like, there are no buds on this.
It was marijuana essential oils, basically. It was like
yeah. I was like, he held it in the same bag of marijuana, took it out and filtered it and gave it to you. I was like, and he's like, no, I just ground it. I was like, nah, bro. You grinded grass clippings that smelled like.
And he's probably fighting you, be like, no, it's real. Take me to jail.
No,
I
seriously,
swear,
no,
this is good
seriously.
stuff.
By the end of it, it's because his girlfriend was there, and I guess he was trying to impress, or his date, or whatever it was. He was trying to impress this girl, and I was like, "You're an idiot."
He's like, "No, I think I have some fentanyl in the back. Wait."
Well, and even then, like $50 for this was way less than like half an ounce of marijuana. I was like, that's a lot of money, dude. Marijuana's not that expensive. So anyways, I went and have this stupid amount of knowledge of marijuana, having never consumed it. But shout out to those guys. 420 blaze it, because I never fought. It is a prohibited substance in Texas, so don't be caught with it, because it's a terrible idea. And I don't fault any officer for arresting people for it, because there is a lot of gang violence surrounded by marijuana. So I've seen both sides of that coin. The vast majority of the shootings and stabbings and all that stuff that I dealt with, there was a marijuana element to it. They weren't high on it. They were selling or trading or whatever the hell it was with it. Also funds a lot of organized crime. So human trafficking and all that kind of stuff gets funded. Basically what happens is with the money they make doing illegal shit, they hire more people to do illegal shit. And to keep these people happy, they will traffic human beings. It's all of that stuff. It's all interconnected as much as they won't like you to believe it. So go find yourself a nice friendly dispensary and go live in a state where they let you smoke weed. If you want to partake in those things.
Or get involved in your local government or local politics and change laws.
That's your other option. Dallas, they won't charge you for under 2 ounces. And that's 2 ounces. 2 ounces is, as Jacob said, a good weekend amount.
Yeah, Dallas is so progressive, they won't show up to half the crimes that get reported either. So.
What do you weigh, Josh? I weigh at least 230. I'm a lot of marijuana. Have you ever found...
How much is that in ounces?
Yeah, have you ever met 16 ounces in a pound? Let's see this. Hold on. I can do the math. I got this. Go to the next thing.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna do your weight in ounces. 3,680 ounces, Josh. Everybody saw it.
That's a lot of marijuana.
There you go.
I know technically you can't OD on marijuana. You might.
On that much?
You might. You'd probably die from smoke inhalation.
Yeah. You're gonna die of lung cancer within an hour of that.
Yeah, dude. That's a lot. When we had to measure it in pounds, it was a lot. Like that was I took part one time in a place where we could measure it in pounds. Technically, it was crazy.
Damn.
And I was like, and it was. I mean, you're talking like a turgid duffel bag, like the big duffel bags. Like it was humongous. I was like, holy shit! Like, and that's a lot. And that was a lot of. And that was like legit. It was nothing but buds. I was shocked, and it was good, nice.
That's
I was
a party.
impressed. Yeah, I did let a guy go one time that totally had like what I should have arrested him for, only because he had like it was a Middle Eastern based marijuana. The guy was Arabic, and it was the sweetest like smelling marijuana I'd ever smelled in my life. It was like almost Swisher Sweets sweet, which is wild to me, because normally we don't get that here. A lot of your like Mexican based like groweries that are, or like local marijuana growers, that shit smells terrible, but something about their strain of marijuana plant, it was like weird. So I'm like, wow, this is really impressive. Where'd you get this? This is what I told him. I said, this is the two ways we can play this. You can tell me where you bought this so that I can seem cool to narcotics, or you know what I mean, or you can go to jail. And so he also got the ticket. I destroyed his very expensive marijuana, I'm sure. And I got to give a little tip to a birdie that they probably didn't deal with. They probably knew it was there, but we'll keep going.
All right, we'll finish this out.
Federal Statute 14-298 allows law enforcement officers to disregard the traffic laws in the performance of their duties. How the fuck am I going to catch a speeder if I'm not speeding? You late for your job at NASA with physics? You're right, man. Where do you want this doesn't get trashed? I can tell. I don't want to get ruined. Unfucking believable. It just never fucking ends in this fucking job. I got 14 months. I can't fucking wait to be done.
Got 14 months.
This ought to tell you why our department, instead of having 1,300, has 850 right now. There's a fucking clue to the public. What a bunch of assholes you are. God help you if there's anything...
Yay.
I left before I got there.
Yeah.
I was slowly edging towards that, and I was like, okay, that's my time to go.
All right, let's see what's next.
You should leave policing before you get to this point.
Mhm.
Though nothing he said was illegal or abusive, I don't think it's a professional way to conduct yourself as a police officer. And if you're that emotionally involved in what you're doing, I don't know that you can give good judgment calls on stuff like that.
Yeah, he should have
Because
shot him
you should-
instead. Like
you
that's,
should not.
This is beyond the pale. He should have just shot him.
Bro, is this in 60 frames per second?
Yeah, apparently,
Jeez.
yeah. But this is
How smooth that was. Golly.
Yeah.
Shout out
Nice.
to
It is-
Long
It
Crime
is
and
actually 60
whoever
frames
is
per
pod-
second. You are right. Look at this.
That's what I
720
meant. I was
60p
like-
or 720p 60 frames. Nice.
That Connecticut trooper is on a short fuse. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Josh, put it on keto and get those kids. I'll do it just for y'all. Woman allegedly rans cop car and pedestrians and crashes into yard during police chase. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
What a winner.
Caliber collision part. Show me your. Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Do it
I don't know what the stop was for.
Put your hands up! Stop the car! Hey, get sticks over here with us now.
Okay.
We need sticks.
I guess I should
Pause
probably
it.
read the description, actually.
So there's a rule now in Only Cops in that state. You do not detain cars with your body. Hard, fast rule on that. If you want to detain a car, use a car. If you want to detain somebody that's got a gun, use a gun.
What you need is like police warthogs from Halo. So you got the turret in the back. And so you can detain a car with a car while also pointing a rifle.
Based.
There you go.
Mexico does it like that.
They do. Yep. 100%. Those federales don't mess around.
Bro, they don't fuck around, dude. Keep going.
All right, so here's the okay. So said the Broken Arrow Police Department said 36-year-old Courtney Ray Jordan allegedly fled after being confronted by officers about a reported hit and run.
Oh, so she had already fled. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
They have her for evading a vehicle and the hit and run and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm chasing wheels off the wall for a hit and run, but fuck it. If they found her, they found her. They'll run from the police.
Go get sticks, Mark. Get my trunk. My trunk. Get
I don't have any sticks.
She's in an Infinity, bro. What's she doing running?
Put your hands up.
You'll be fine, lady.
Use the car. Use a car. Use a car. Don't use your body. Use a car.
She has a lawyer on retainer, guarantee.
Yeah.
Close my trunk.
Driving an Infinity. I used to drive an Infinity. I miss that car.
This guy's got the idea here. What?
I love that it's outside of Caliber Collision.
They're like, pit that car. Pit that car.
It makes it easy, man. Two birds, one stone.
Cigarettes unit is out of service. People get out of the way.
Oh, she hit the unit.
Yeah, she rammed the one cop car.
Damn.
I wonder if there's dash cam of that.
What are you doing?
Donuts. Oh, there she goes. That's after she rammed him. Her front bumper was falling off.
So pause it. You're gonna get ignorant pulled out of that car. The few times in my career that ignorant was appropriate, and this would have been one of them, you're getting ignorant pulled out of that car. And by that I mean there's no more friendly, please, sir, comply. Like, getting ripped out of this vehicle. You don't. I just don't get it. I don't know what's worth, especially a hit and run. Maybe she was drunk. I don't know, man. Like, I unless you're like an axe murderer or something, you're trying. Because at that point, okay, fine, you're going to prison for the rest of your life. Maybe I can at least understand the mindset here. But like, you're not Bonnie and Clyde. It's an accident. Like, jeez.
I'm getting
Anyways, we'll keep going.
getting super Karen energy of she thinks her life is over because of one hit and run. Because of the car. She's driving an Infinity.
Maybe Sergeant George going to be 2 words: mental health.
Put your hand out. Get your hand out now. I'll break the thing off. Stupid.
Pause it. Okay, didn't hurt anybody. Hopefully, she hit a few vehicles, and I get she's being stupid, but you're pretty compliant there. I understand his frustration, but she's not not like MFing you or like resisting particularly hard. I'm gonna break that shit off. Bro, this guy's got a kink or something. That's hilarious. Perfectly lawful.
I wonder if it was
Again,
his car she hit.
Oh, dude.
You know what? I bet I bet it was his car she hit. And he's pissed.
Okay, I get it now.
He's gonna get written up for that.
We'll keep going.
You should have dodged. Listen to Piccolo, dodge.
Yeah. Whoa, bro! Act like you put on handcuffs before. Like that's clearly like turned the wrong way. You like crammed them on there. Like what an asshole.
I have mine right here.
He's in.
Here we go.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
bad.
those like toy ones?
Yeah, they're for the photo booth. They're for our Western themed photo booth.
Shout out to the selfie mirror.
We got the little sheriff badge. Sheriffy badge. I mixed sheriff and selfie. Yeah. Little sheriff
So anyways,
badge, cowboy hats.
I think maybe somebody else should probably be arrested. This lady, because this guy's pretty amped up. If it's not your first arrest, you probably shouldn't be slamming and really like properly lubricated cuffs. Like it's not that hard. Like you just kind of press them on there and the thing whips around. He's just amped. And
He needs to.
I kind of get it. Like I kind of get it, but like this was like months ago. We watched the Dallas Officer. Shout out to Dallas PD.
Oh,
God
I remember
bless
that.
those guys. These guys get shot at, damn near run over, and by the time they got there, don't get me wrong. Again, it was an ignorant arrest. The handcuffs went on correctly. Like once he was in handcuffs, like they weren't threatening the guy with anything.
And that one
like,
was at night, where you can't even see very well and everything.
And that was a bad. That was a bad.
one.
I remember watching that, being like, "This guy's a better man than me." Like, holy shit! Like, I've had more violent arrests that I'm not threatening to rip people's arms off, and like being so out of it that I fuck up. And if I did it on purpose, that's shit. But I mean, it's a hit and run. I mean, there's a victim here clearly, and then obviously she's stupid and she ran. But like, what are we doing here? Think about it this way. This is the same Josh that was like, "Fuck it, go shoot the other guy." If I'm telling you like you need to chill out, like you need to chill out.
Chat's freaking out of control. I'm like photo booth. And Richard over here calling me a super freak.
One's a super freak, super freak.
Demonetized.
Go.
Got Seabat on his plate. Oh my god, dude. Oh, I was literally watching that earlier today.
Wow. Shout out. Thank you to everybody that's
You know
liked
what I
the
mean.
stream so far. I appreciate it. Keep going.
All right.
Just take her and put her in the car.
Team drill professional. What are we doing? That's the weirdest escort position I've ever seen in my life.
Give me a status on injuries too. I've got a couple of dash and see what they got there.
My pride is what he should have said. My ego. That's a weird escort position. Sus. Covering up her body cam. Sus.
Yeah, that's why.
So
that seems uncomfortable for everybody involved. I don't.
So I mean, it is what it is. I guess I can show you. So when you apply handcuffs, for those of you that don't know,
Are those
and
like this?
I have my handcuffs here.
You want me to just demonstrate
I have
on mine,
my-
Josh?
Huh?
You want me to demonstrate on mine?
Do you know how to do the 2-finger check?
I don't. I mean, depends what you're talking about. Megan, you still in the chat? Let them know if I do or I don't.
So anyways, I don't have my handcuff key, so I'm not putting my handcuffs on. But basically, when you apply a handcuff, you check for tightness, and you actually place 2 fingers underneath the handcuff to ensure these don't look too egregious. I don't think they were double locked. The other problem is when they're not put on in the correct orientation. Like you see, our hands are like kind of fucky. And I get it. Like it was technically a felony arrest. I mean, it's evading in a vehicle and aggravated assault and stuff like that. It just like I said, I've had dumber calls where people have gone into custody a little smoother. Like let's act like we've arrested somebody like before. for violence. And a lot of times, and I will say this, like, I can't imagine this is the first time they've had a violent call, you know, where they got to take it. Just like, I don't understand the ego aspect of it. That's my, like, the anger aspect of it. I kind of get, like, she wasn't complying and all that stuff, but there was a lot of things. And again, we watch God knows how many of these videos that we watch. We see guys that are doing crazy shit, but they're very smooth, very methodical, very whatever. Even old boy that was yelling was like yelling statues. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he was angry clearly, but like the job still looks like it's being done professionally. And the reason why I bring this up, this is the reason why I'm saying all this stuff, is that it's important from a procedure standpoint, and they call it procedural justice, and that what you don't want to open up yourself for is civil liability or civil lawsuits and stuff like that. Well, they say, well, you violated my constitutional rights because I complied when you ripped me out of this car and you're hitting my wrist. Like, what was your law enforcement objective in hitting her in the wrist? What was she doing that made you believe that you had to go? And you'd be amazed. You'd be amazed if this lady in the Infinity has money and decides to go and sue you, or depending on the subject matter and the aspects of the suspect, you might have lawyers that follow stories like this and look for body cam like this and do it pro bono because they know how to sue cities and win for a lot of money. So I say that as a cautionary tale for those of you that are prospective police officers, except for Retro, because he's not actually going to be a cop. He's going to work for MSP. So we'll keep going.
Yeah. Well, I think this was a conversation that we had off stream last week too. It wasn't on stream. I think it was after the fact, but it was the importance of looking professional in your job for after the fact. You know, the way it's going to be. Oh no, we did do a little bit about this on stream in the Donovan Lewis thing.
And that's the only reason why I'm saying a lot of that is like that's the way it gets evaluated, whether it's fair or not. Like the way the court systems work, and this works no matter what your involvement in is. Let's say you're a witness. Right, and so you're like, yeah, fuck that guy. He went and beat the shit out of this dude, and I'm going to be a witness. When you get cross-examined, they don't care what your feelings are. They don't care what your political. They either want to win the case or beat the charge, and they will talk to you any which way and try to because all they're trying to do is convince a jury or convince the judge that your testimony is this or whatever. You'd be amazed at it. And again, I'm glad because we technically really truly do have the best legal system on the planet. The problem is the legal system can't attribute for A, money being involved, and B, people being assholes. So avoid this stuff like the plague. Being involved in the criminal justice system is never a good thing on any end, whether you're law enforcement, whether you're the lawyer, whatever. The only winners here are the lawyers because they get paid.
That's just on the court side of things, like legal court. There's also court of public opinion, which is going to affect the laws that get passed, the policies that your department is going to pass as well, like your GOs, like all of that stuff's going to be affected by how the public feels about you, and the way the public feels about you comes from this. And so if they see you and they feel you're not professional and you're not good at your job and they don't understand why you're doing what you're doing, it ends badly for you.
It's why I'm, like I said, radioactive when it comes to law enforcement. Half of my rants online about fucking smoke that fucking asshole. Yeah.
But it's also why we break this stuff down the way that we do, is because it is very important for if you are still doing the job. Josh can say that because he's not doing the job, because he knew as soon as he started feeling that way, he wasn't.
I had to leave.
Yeah, he didn't need to be there anymore. You know, when you are.
And I said this when we first started this channel. The second I felt that people weren't worth dying for, that's going to affect my decision making. So fuck dying for these like I won't act the way I'm supposed to act. As a police officer, your life is the least valuable because you were volunteering for that. Think about it this way: in the military, you're not volunteering to just serve your country. Technically, you're like, I'm volunteering. There was a really cool documentary that's come out. It's Send Me. It's on Amazon, but the ethos behind it talks about them, the fall of Kabul and all that kind of stuff, and they get into all this other stuff. But the idea is that I'm volunteering to be at the altar for society. So I'm putting my life, I'm gambling my life effectively so that society can be better and livable, and that we can have commerce and we can have jobs and feel safe and secure in our homes and in our property and in our investments. But there is a price to be paid because assholes still exist. And that ultimately the Pied Piper will come to collect. and you don't get to pick who pays that price. But as a police officer, you're voluntarily interjecting yourself into that. And it's why we die more than people do at other professions. It's why we're depressed more often than not. That's why I have PTSD. If I wasn't a cop, there was so many things I wouldn't have had to experience in life. But I said to myself that I'm going to voluntarily sign up to put myself in harm's way so that my wife doesn't have to see that, or my family don't have to see that. And I'm proud of that aspect of service, but we all have different levels of bullshit that we can tolerate. There's amazing men and women that are still out there doing the job incredibly professionally, and again, can take the guy into custody, whatever. It's why I get frustrated when the guys say, I'm going to rip your fucking hand off, and all that kind of stuff. He's clearly reached his threshold and hasn't left. That's why I have a beef with it. It's knowing and having the courage to realize that I've met my threshold for bullshit. My soul is willing to allow me to have, but I'm still there. Why? Because you become a liability, not just to yourself, but to the other officers that are involved. And that's really what it comes down to. That's why I'm allowed to say whatever the fuck I want or whatever here. I don't represent y'all anymore. I represent someone that has a subject matter expert level of experience and knowledge in it, but I do not represent my badge is sitting somewhere in a display now, and I'll never wear it ever again. So I'm not a commissioned police officer. So it's different. It's important. In a very odd way, it's very important. I don't think there's anything else to this unless they like kick her or something weird.
I mean, there's still like 6 minutes left to this. So I don't know what it is.
-1 for no gloves.
Oh, here they put him on. They put him on in a little bit. It looks like there he is.
Wow. He was having to adjust them because they were put on so fucked up. Also, probably not double locked, as and Sergeant George suspected. They were not double locked. You do that so they don't retighten themselves. These were put on all fucked up. Keep going.
Okay, nothing on you that's gonna poke or stick me? What's your name? You don't know your name? Where do you live at?
Real helpful.
What's your address?
I love the bottleneckers in the bag being like, oh, what's going on over here? I'm going real slow.
So what was it, 14 what? So your name's Courtney? What's your last name, Courtney?
Pause it. Maybe I'm jaded. I don't know that I'm frisking her. She's searching someone to arrest. I don't know that I'm searching someone that thoroughly. I'm not a female officer, so maybe that's why I feel weird about it. Yeah, I don't think she's hiding a Glock in her pants.
We should ask Elizabeth with what was it, Casual and Tactical? See if you can hide a Glock in that.
Oh my God! Stop! Yeah, there it is. That sounds very suggestive.
That's her whole channel is like how to conceal carry as a
no,
woman.
All I'm saying is it'd be pretty obvious.
Okay. I'm just saying maybe there's certain types of yoga pants that let you do it. That's all I'm saying. Should ask a subject matter expert.
That's true.
Right, 228 headquarters. Good, sir. We've got one in custody.
Oh damn, her car was fucked up. Shout out to fire.
The hell did she hit? Oh, is this what she hit?
You okay?
This was the hit and run, yeah.
Damn, son.
She caused a second accident. I fucked this lady.
Oh, this is a wealthy neighborhood for sure.
You okay, bud?
That is a lady that would hire me to work a fundraiser.
See what happened?
Oh, a lot of old people, man. Damn.
We were chasing that lady that's in the backyard of that house right there.
We got a squad started.
What happened and where were y'all at? Bro, there's no winning with these people. I love this lady. She's just chilling in her car, like airbag and all. Damn.
Well, she ain't going anywhere. Why not?
Shout out to CNC. So I will also make a criticism here. When they stopped that pursuit, it was like 15 officers, like, or at least units. God knows how many of those were two-man or not. Somebody could have been here, like handling this aspect of it, because you got to like shut down traffic. You got to. There's a lot of stuff that has to happen to clear this, because people still want to go to work and shit like that. Maybe they need emergency medical assistance. You don't know. And fire's not making scene on that unless they think, whatever. Fire might make scene on something like this, but if there's an active pursuit, they ain't going fucking nowhere. So, yeah, like, I get it. And here's what ends up happening. Like, there'll be a burglary or something like that that'll go down, and we'll get in a foot pursuit, or we'll get in a vehicle pursuit, or whatever. And everyone will run to where they know the suspect is going, and no one will go to the crime scene. I'm like, hey, bro, like, we got a victim here. Like, can we? And it's always like a sly veteran that'll be like, go and show me 97 crime scene. And you'll be like, oh, you sly dog. Like, he just gets to hang out. And he's like, yeah, sure. And then they're real, like, fucky, because then they'll, like, take all this information. And then, like, you'll go through all this energy and effort to go and catch a suspect. And you'll be like, oh, wait, who's making the arrest? Here are my notes. And then he deuces out, like, I'll give you my supplemental narrative. This is not my call. Big brain shit right there. But truly, like, if the idea is you're being hired to be there for the victims and as an advocate of the victim, as an agent of the state, somebody needs to be providing services to the victims here. These people are the victim of said hit and run. Go help them out. Go be a first responder and go do first responder stuff. You don't always have to be the guy that goes and... I know it's sexy and exciting, but if you're a rookie working at, the very diverse and inclusive MSP, and it's your first call, like, if there's already 3 officers chasing the guy, like, you should go try to be useful, as opposed to standing there being like, oh, cool, you caught him. Cool, I guess I'm going to mope around the scene for a little bit. Cool, I hope there's no priority 1 calls holding for this. You know what I mean? Anyways.
Sounds like a job for fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a seat, relax.
No, just leave it there for now.
Have a safe day. Okay, well, I'll have John do the next.
The car got fucked up.
Seagraves.
No, Seagraves left.
First officer put gloves on so far. Explorer gets it.
So, I want to know...
6 pairs minimum. 6 pairs minimum on your person.
How did she hit this car like that, or is this car hit by, like, another car that also got hit?
I bet you she cut a car off. They slammed on their brakes and they got rear-ended like another, yeah.
Okay, because she has damage on her side,
secondary,
not on her front.
There's secondary collisions that always happen with this kind of stuff, especially if it's like she blew a red light, because they're all going, thinking they're fine. You're going like 40, going from 40 to 0 is really hard. And so, or 50 to 0, and especially if people aren't fucking paying attention, whatever. Civilians are civilians, they're done, but
yeah.
We'll keep going. Shout out to the vests, the visible vests.
High vis.
High vis, yeah. Ain't nobody getting written up today.
Hey, Caliber Collision guy. He knows he's getting a big payday today.
Was it a city car that hit it, or was it the butthole? Yeah. We finally, it was a girl. Yeah, she ran my car. Yeah, she's...
Shit car! Bro, I'd go out kicking my I'd be like, yeah, shit my car too.
Yeah, well, I tried to block her in right here.
Well, I did see one car that had their bumper off in the same vicinity as her, but I'm gonna guess that's just because this is a collision repair place and not...
Probably is. All of these guys are claiming, oh, it totally hit my car.
Yeah. She hit everybody's car. She went down the line. Just hitting cars left and right.
He's a menace. Bucket, shooter. No. I go back to Krusty Josh. No regard for human safety. We'll keep going. We'll go to the next one.
Be a professional. Shoot him.
Oh my god. Yeah, I go through this like long lecture about being professional and doing the job right. Act like you've made an arrest before. Then I'm like, nah, fuck it. They weren't mean enough.
Okay, this is Police chief catches fake cop in full uniform.
Base. Let's go get him.
Mm-hmm. So this is yeah.
No, I was just say read it. I can't read it from here.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's from shout out to @CopsAndCons. Body and dash cam footage of the Ackworth Police Department pulling over a Dodge Charger that was fully outfitted with lights on a traffic stop. Person inside was Jaredson Mackey. The Ackworth police chief saw the Charger using its lights in traffic. Chief of police called dispatch for a traffic stop. The marked on duty officer made a traffic stop on Mackey. He was charged with felony impersonating an officer after an investigation. So I did see in another version of this video, the footage was the same, but different description, that he was, because they don't arrest him in this video, but they arrested him 2 days later after they investigated all this stuff and found out that.
So he convinced them he was an officer that was.
No, he convinced them. Well, like, we'll see. You'll see. We're not going to spoil it for everybody because we want to watch it.
What?
But he convinced them to at least let him go in this instance. We'll go with that.
Huh.
That it wasn't necessary to arrest. He convinced them he wasn't impersonating an officer, at least.
Richard, full sheepdog, yes.
And you'll kind of see why why it's reasonable for them to assume that maybe he wasn't impersonating an officer.
Maybe, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go.
Even though,
it's pretty easy to confirm.
You'll see.
This is my company. I'm an off-duty hero operator. This is my company. Yeah, I do criminal details. Yeah.
So like me, you're impersonating a police officer.
Oh, no, sir. I'm not impersonating, sir.
4-6 ready. I'll be 10:35 with that vehicle. I'm going to be pulling into Julie's Boutique right here off of Main Street.
What a small town.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most sus Charger ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'd pull this over.
Hey, partner.
The minus one protection of the taillight.
Police Department. The only reason why I'm pulling you over, I guess y'all were, well, that's my chief of police right there. He saw y'all go around traffic. He was trying to figure out who y'all are with or what was going on.
Okay.
So he called out on the radio and asked for Mark.
So this is a investigative stop. There's no moving violations here, and they have, at the very minimum, reasonable suspicion to believe in impersonating a police officer. The big issue I have with them letting him go is, like, let's say, he said, this is my company, right?
Mm-hmm.
So companies are absolutely, this is why security companies, private military contractors, all this kind of stuff, can absolutely detain you or do traffic stops or investigations. Now, they start to lose authority to do a lot of other stuff that law enforcement gets to do. But on private property, sure. Heck, there's a case right now where there is a neighborhood, it's an HOA, it's a closed gated neighborhood that pays themselves for their own maintenance on their streets, and they pay for their security guards to do traffic stops and issue citations, which I think is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But
I saw the police log news video on that one.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's stupid.
And he's like, you're taking on a lot of liability for no good reason.
Well, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Is like, what if they flee?
Mm-hmm.
What if they don't pay your ticket?
Mm-hmm. What if you have
What are
one
you gonna
dude
do?
that's
Yeah.
like Lowe's security guard that we saw the other week and decides to pull a gun out?
Yeah.
Like,
so that's what I'm getting at. Is like, I think it's a stupid idea. However, there is some level of authority you have over private property that you get to you do get to make your own rules to a certain extent, as long as you're not in violation of certain federal laws that prohibit things like discrimination and things of that nature. But if his traffic stop was conducted on a public roadway, I have beef with them. He somehow finagles his way out of this. Because, like, a security guard or not, I don't care if you're the FBI. You're going to show me some level of credentials, and I should be able to confirm this on someone's chain of command that you are both on duty and have a reason to be in my city and not telling me about it. Because we knew, we had, whether it was the ATF or whatever, if they were doing something in our jurisdiction, they would notify us ahead of time. Sometimes they got to be shady about where they were going so that we didn't leak it or whatever. But we would know to avoid certain areas because they'd be operating there. And if I saw a traffic stop there with a random guy in a sus-ass Charger, I'd already be like, this probably is. If it's extra suspicious, I still have all the jurisdiction in the world to sit there and say, well, you're on my streets, and the taxpayers that pay money here pay me to investigate this. And whether it's through a complaint or, like I said, it's his chain of command saying, nobody. Because I'm sure he called dispatch and was like, "Who the fuck is out here stopping cars in an unmarked Charger?" You know, and they're like, "Nobody." I'd stop the shit out of this car. Anyways, we'll keep going.
Art unit. That's why I got you pulled over.
That's fine.
So, I'll just let him come up if he want to ask. Who y'all work for? Georgia Metropolitan?
Yeah, I'm off-duty hero operator.
Oh, off-duty hero operator?
How you doing, Chief? I'm off-duty operator. I just working off criminal detail. That's my ID.
Off-duty operator. That's not a thing.
Yeah, I just work in the criminal detail. I went to get my car checked up because you see all the lights on.
Why is the car registered to an individual?
That's mine. This is my company.
So what are you doing with all these red lights?
Sorry?
Why all these emergency lights? And did I see you using emergency lights to pull out into traffic on Lake Eckworth Drive?
Oh, no, because I couldn't get through, Chief. You notice? That's a standstill. So I flashed the lights hoping you could see me, and I was trying to get in the line. Who do you work for? This is my company. I'm an off-duty hero operator. This is my company.
No.
Yeah, I do criminal details. Yeah.
No. So like me, you're impersonating a police officer.
Oh, no, sir. I'm not impersonating, sir.
You got any ID on you?
Yes, sir. We look in the front. We look in the front.
I see red lights. I saw red lights when you pulled out.
Yeah, that's sir. That's when it activated to the back.
Yeah. Where's your ID?
Right, yes, Chief. Yeah.
Do you have a lighting permit for the vehicle?
Yeah, right there on the glass.
Okay.
Pause it real quick.
Thank you.
So if you have like you work for a construction company or you work for a contractor that is doing certain work that requires you interacting with public roadways, you can apply for a permit to have flashing lights that are like you'll have forward. Typically, they're like restricted to yellow or white, or sometimes depending on where you're at, they'll even let you do blue. But red, specifically red flashing lights, are only for emergency vehicles. There's going to be EMS, fire, and police, because these are emergencies. This is somebody having an emergency, not someone doing their job or their work detail. My issue with that is that if he's, and like they said, if you're utilizing your lights, it has to be for an emergency purpose. And like you'll see this a lot of times when people are doing like, they'll have 18-wheelers that are moving those huge wind turbine like blades. They're humongous, or they'll move like a house, where they will, by emergency, block certain lanes because they don't want people getting too close to this truck because the truck can't see you, and they're trying to avoid an accident. But they apply for a permit. They have to tell all the jurisdictions they're going through on this time at this day. We'll be going through there, and sometimes, depending on what they're moving, they're required to actually hire off-duty police officers that, through their department, will notify the department, I'll be operating in an off-duty capacity. You have to call, like, get it on the radio and everything. And tell dispatch, hey, I'm off duty in this unit, and it can be a personal car with lights if you want it to be, but I'm operating in an official capacity to prevent XYZ. So some of that aspect is kosher. The problem is he's saying he's doing it for himself, and he said that, well, I just wanted people to see me. I was like, it's not what you use emergency lights for. You can use like takedowns. Like you have people that will use like LEDs, like to real douchey like light bars and stuff like that. You can use that, or use your high beams, or a blinker, or activate your brake lights. There's plenty of lights you can activate on your car, but forward-facing red lights are only for emergency vehicles. Notice brake lights are all red, but forward-facing they are not. Keep going.
I have the amber stop lights on my car.
Yes, sir. Be right back with you, okay?
Stupid.
He's got a lighting permit.
And a red blinker. I just like to flip them.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at this, sir.
The highly unusual.
The lighting permit's good through December of this year.
According to the sticker.
Hey, Chief, what do you say that cross was where you saw him activate the lights on Lake Eckworth?
What's the name of the subdivision
Lake Eckworth.
Well, shout out to this chief driving around doing stuff.
Eckworth muffler.
And he was wanting to turn right out
Actually
over
working?
92 in that string of traffic there. And he
Shout out to him.
Okay.
Get out there.
Okay, so near Cherokee Street.
Hey, look at them blurring out classified info. Hey, our protected information.
Close to
High five to them. Hero operator.
That's what it was.
There we go.
Richard, that's incredible.
Called it.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. That's what he is.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, that's what they're called.
About 300 feet.
He's got front windshield tinted and all windows are
That's like the designation. Oh, God. that color on the corner, and that poor dude's face.
Got weird, yeah.
That gray, ugh.
The thing is so he has a lighting permit that's valid. He has a lighting permit that's valid for the vehicle.
According to the sticker.
To have
You can't have red though. You can't have red or blue, right?
That's what I'm curious about.
Is that something y'all will be able to verify in your little system?
You should be able to verify that. I didn't interact with that because we only allowed actual police officers to do it. We didn't let security companies do it.
Okay, but like if you had, for instance, let's say it was like one of the NTTA people or the construction, like where they have the amber lights and all that stuff, and you thought maybe they weren't actually that, they were just using the lights and they had a permit. Can you verify that?
In my county, you wouldn't have been issued the permit unless you had an official vehicle.
Mm.
And I would be able to confirm through dispatch because our dispatch could talk to their dispatch to verify that they were there, but it wasn't like something I could run. We didn't have a database.
Because that was my question. Like, is if it's a sticker that's on the vehicle, right, and you can like verify that, I'm sure there's like a number or whatever. I was wondering if that's a thing that you can check, or if you just have to go, well, it's a sticker. We have to get back to the station and then ask somebody. You know, or you have to go through a process to see if it's
that might be the case. Like I said,
sticker.
I never interacted with it because the way our county handled that kind of stuff. Because we had NTTA and all that kind of stuff, but we had an agreement with NTTA. We had George Bush that ran through, I think, a portion of it. Any of that stuff, we would have an agreement with them, and so we would know. So SOPs, but their agreement with us was they would have issued vehicles that were clearly marked. And if they had to be in uniform and all that kind of stuff, but they wouldn't be. If he activated his emergency lights to get out of a Denny's, like, I'm pulling that guy over. No. It would be the same thing as a police officer doing that. If I was doing it just to get out of a Denny's, and then immediately killing it, fuck that guy. Yeah, write him. Like I'd say, at the very minimum should be a write-up, if not days off and things of that nature. Because you're abusing what should be only used in emergency situations. I don't get to randomly wave my gun around at people. I get to have it. I get to carry it on me. And when you're a police officer, there was nowhere, unless it was a federal building, that I couldn't take it.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Rangers games and all this kind of crazy shit with a gun on me. I'd have to tell them, hey, by the way, I'm a cop, and show. But they could confirm my employment and all of that kind of stuff. There was a way of doing all these kind of things. That's completely shady. I'm really surprised. I think they took the conservative route, which is probably smarter.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, especially if he's not doing anything more egregious than maybe just trying to get out of traffic or something. Like,
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Being super reckless. If he was driving the wrong side of the road with him on, that's what, like, you know. But if he's just
or detaining
people,
like that,
Jeremy DeWitt style, like,
yeah.
I think that'd be one thing. I think with this one, they're just kind of like, well,
why are you using emergency vehicles on my roadways? King Petty. I'm here for it though. Keep going.
An escort. He's just trying to cheat his way into traffic. So at the very least, I have him on improper use of emergency equipment. 300 feet.
Down Calvin Road.
No. You're not gonna take someone's word on it on speeding.
A number, so I don't know if he was pacing him.
Exactly.
I don't think Chief was pacing him.
Bro, shout out to this officer, man. This is legit.
What you say, 57? Oh, okay.
Also, like, because he actually gets, and I don't know if we're at that part yet, but he actually starts looking up the statutes on everything, and like going through all of the.
As you should.
Yeah, all of the everything to make sure that if he's got something, he's got something. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
Josh just became a hero. I am the villain you guys made.
Explorer's got a good point. Read that one.
Keep in mind, folks, that this is different. An officer cutting code once they get.
Oh, it's very different. So, like, a lot of times, so that there's two different instances that we'll talk about here where you'll see someone kill emergency lights, in like to a specific place. So, like, let's say there's like an accident rollover, right? Or there's an emergency call, there's officer in distress or something like that, and they ask for units code. We're kicking the lights on and going. Well, at any point in time, let's say I'm far from it, right? You'll be watching a dude just blowing the doors off of cars, right? Driving down the hall. And then they say, okay, everyone can slow down. You'll see me kill my lights and slow the fuck down. I don't want to get written up because I've lost all my exigency to use my emergency service privilege, if you want to call it that. So that's an appropriate time. And again, if you called and complained, this is a very easy thing to verify. Because if I'm using my emergency lights and I'm saying, hey, show me code to that call. And every time I turn on my emergency lights, I'd have to get on the radio and notify dispatch that I was same way if I was using my gun, same way if I was using whatever. At the very minimum, they could see that they could watch me on the GPS going towards a call or whatever. Like, let's say I don't want to get on the radio because I'm not an asshole. And there's like some guy fighting for his life, and I don't want to be like, oh, go ahead and show Officer Josh en route code to. I'm not that. I'm not Chris. You know, being an asshole.
Pulling it
It
off
would be
your
an easy thing. Yeah,
waist.
I have no problem with people filing the complaint because it's a very easy thing to dispel because they can listen to the radio traffic, they can see my proximity to a call, and then especially killing the lights, and it's specifically what he's mentioning here. If it's like a hostage situation or it's like an emergency domestic where someone's getting beat to death, if they hear my police siren, they're going to finish killing that person. So there is a tactical element, and I can articulate the exigency of not only killing my lights, but continuing to drive fast, but trying to keep the element of surprise. I've completely turned my lights off. I'm talking headlights, the whole nine, to approach an area, still driving on a public roadway. This is a huge violation of every rule in the book. No seatbelt, no headlights, no nothing. But I do it to give myself a tactical advantage and hopefully be able to provide an emergency service in a timely and efficient manner that's effective and whatever. I had to articulate this shit a lot on paper. But there's a difference, and I will never have issue with someone complaining about it or calling and wanting to do it. I'll have an issue if you have a supervisor that's like, well, fuck you this time. Like, they just take the complaint for what it's worth. If that officer can articulate why he's doing it and did it with due regard and nobody got hurt, then what the fuck's the big deal? But again, if you're leaving Denny's and just annoyed that you're stuck in traffic and go fuck you, dude. Like, I have no, because again, like it's the more you abuse stuff like that, we're going to lose that right as police officers to do that. The same thing with guns, the same thing with, pepper balls and all that kind of stuff. Like, you start to lose a lot of, stopping and frisking somebody and all that kind of stuff. You lose a lot of those rights once you start abusing them or using them for non-law enforcement objectives. It's just the nature of the beast. So I will agree. It's important to contextualize that comment. But yeah, don't be an asshole when you're using emergency lights. It's important.
All right.
What OCGA?
OCGA. This guy.
Emergency lights. What the hell?
Do what?
Emergency lights. I'm trying to look it up real quick to see what.
Shout out to his MDC. He's got the nice one. I had like a rubber cover on ours. We had Motorola computers. Or they were Panasonic. I don't remember.
Panasonic makes computers?
All right, let's see here.
I thought they just did cameras.
Such permit shall be valid for 1 year from each state and insured prior to the permits.
We went from tough books to something else. I don't remember who made them.
Agency shall be valid for 5 years. Any and all official marked law enforcement vehicles specified under 4891 should require to have a permit to use blue lights. Any and all fire department vehicles.
You can't have red at all unless you're stationary.
Code form. Any and all fire department vehicles which are distinctly marked on each side shall not be required to have a permit. Use red light. Any other ambulance code defection license shall be required to.
So this is the equivalent of your doctor looking up your symptoms. and it's good to see. This actually happens in a good police department. This happens more often. I'm not going to act until I'm sure. Or I'm not going to leverage my official capacity as a law enforcement officer to enforce the law unless I'm sure. So I actually bless a lot of this and that they're looking it up and going through this thing. I'm just surprised it's harder for them to articulate. Now, again, this is a chief telling you secondhand that this thing happened and you're arresting them for a felony. It's a pretty big deal. So I kind of understand their hesitation in doing it a little more now, given that it's really only for him using emergency lights in a non-emergency capacity. Well, I didn't on-view that. I'm having to take someone's word for it. I get it's the police chief, but what evidence do we have? Did you catch it on dash cam? Do we have a complainant? You know what I mean? And I guess, like, if the chief saw it, why isn't the chief arresting him? Like, why isn't the chief writing the affidavit? Really, the P1 officer that didn't see it shouldn't be doing that. Because if this goes to court, the chief's the only one that has any material evidence because he's the one that witnessed it. You know what I mean? Like, that's my only issue is why isn't the chief doing this since he on-viewed it? I don't like this idea that he's separating himself and trying to hand this off to somebody else. I get it that he's a supervisor and he's trying to stay, I guess, unencumbered or whatever, but that's kind of shitty. You're a cop too. You can do this kind of stuff. I watched an assistant chief make an arrest and do the paperwork. And my police department's massive. It's not like it's podunk little town.
They've got the entire department at this stop right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Turns out the off-duty sheriff was racing home. I think he got done with his off-duty.
You got to read the before text for that.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Some lady pulled him over and like really bitched him out, and I was like, yeah, fuck that guy. There's zero reason to be doing it. I don't care how big of a hurry. You don't get to play by different rules just because you're a cop. You only get to play by different rules when you're on duty, acting in an official capacity. That's it. Outside of that, you're just a regular person. You do not get special rules. I hate it when they exempt law enforcement from laws.
Professional
law,
courtesy.
Yeah, no, fuck all that shit. No, don't break the law. Fuck that shit. I don't give
I'm
a
a
fuck.
correctional officer. Give me professional courtesy.
Oh my god! don't at me, bro. If you're
don't at me.
Any and all ambulances as defined in Code Section 3111.2, licensed by the state, shall be required to have a permit for the use of red lights.
I'm going to skip ahead because it's mostly just them reading the statutes.
Them choosing, yeah.
And going back and forth on them, yeah. I think we've covered most of why that matters.
But without lights with ambulance and stuff, but then in subsection B of lighting, the commissioner shall authorize the use of red or flashing revolving lights only when the person, governmental agency shall demonstrate to the commissioner a proven need for equipping vehicles with lights. So it says person. So he has the lighting permit on the personal vehicle. This is what I was looking at. I went in the OCG, pulled up motor vehicles, traffic equipment of emergency lights. It talks about red in subsection B. It says, commissioner shall authorize the use of red or amber flashing lights or revolving. But I don't know if there's separate or he has to show if the commissioner gave authorization for that people to. And I'm just finding which subsection is for the improper use of them, because of course RMS doesn't have the exact OCGA name to it. Emergency. There we go.
I love you too, Sweeper.
Unlawful operation emergency vehicle. Failed to secure. Let me make sure there's no okay right there.
I agree with your assessment of what happened there, Josh.
Yeah. The world would be safer for 3 years, and then we'd go back to shit.
Alright, well, let's skip this. I did want to make sure we heard the part where they talk about like red lights are apparently potentially okay, but I think we're good. Yep.
It's in the gray. If you don't have it, you don't have it. So I'm team let him go.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Mackey. There's your ID.
Bro, we would be able to collab with ourselves a lot, and that would be awesome. We could grow
that would be
multiple audiences at once. That'd be sick.
Would be cool. Hell yeah.
For anybody watching this after the fact in the chat, Commander Sweeper was like, we should clone Josh and put him in every police department.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah.
Man, it's Commander Sweeper.
That would go great for 3 years.
He's already plucking. He's plucking. You gotta hurry up and pluck my hair. I'm slowly losing it. So. I'll be like this guy soon.
Given with all the light and permit and stuff that I'm seeing, I'm just going to assume everything's properly permitted and stuff for the vehicle.
Shout out to Christian. Thank you for monetizing the stream.
You know, the use of those
there's a link?
strictly business purposes. You can't be using it pulling the traffic, okay?
Yes, sir.
So I am going to issue a citation for unlawful operation for emergency vehicle, okay? Just here.
I don't see a link, but we'll
I'm telling you how it's going to work. Even though I do
talk about that in a second.
Once I get this ticket, G-Dot is going to ground me again. I'm going to get grounded. And that's why I'm trying to don't interfere my personal business with G-Dot. Anytime they run a driver's license number, I'm going to get grounded.
Pause it.
The chief, please.
The whole speech that he's giving right now is null and void if he doesn't commit a moving violation. I don't understand where his complaint is. He's like, please don't issue me a ticket. Hey, please don't violate Texas penal or like transportation code. It's not complicated. Like, I truly don't feel bad for him at all. I don't care if this was like a real cop. I don't care if this is the fucking best cop on the planet. If he was getting this much heartburn over getting a citation, and it was like that crucial to his day-to-day life. Crazy. I never got issued a citation. I never got pulled over while I was a cop. I used to giggle. Someone I knew, I won't name them, was an academy and would speed. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm in my city," and would just speed like a demon. And I was like, "No, that's not how that works." And the whole time I drove the speed limit, even while I was a police officer in my own city, I would probably know the handful of officers that would pull me over in that area. I still drove the speed limit. I still used my blinker. I still waited in line if there was traffic. It's not fucking complicated. Fuck this guy. I hate this speech. This whole speech. I hate it.
Hey, but you have to understand that this whole scenario is a big issue for us too, because uniform and lights and all that. This is when it gets
based.
This is my company. I run my company respectfully. Okay. Because I deal with high clients. This is my uniform. Not me say officer, nothing. This is my uniform.
I got you.
You understand? But please, I just want to talk to you, Chief. I know you're gonna still do your job. I mean no harm.
But you've said it's your company, so you
who's
can
gonna fire
pick the
you?
uniform, pick a different uniform. They're all in polos. You can wear a polo. It's not hard.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Hey, Christian, just put it in the chat here. And
If you put it in the chat, I can copy it. Or you can also just send it to us on Instagram at OnlyCopsOfficial. It's in the video here down there somewhere. But just send it to that and it'll go straight to my phone and I can pull it up.
Based.
That'll probably
Thank you
be
for monetizing the stream,
easiest thing. But yeah.
Shout out to monetizing the stream.
Mm-hmm.
This is getting super
If you're a
demonetized.
Patreon member, you can drop it directly into our Discord and it pulls right up.
Yeah, if it's $1 a
Otherwise,
month,
feel free to
join our
message them to
Patreon.
us on Instagram or TikTok. Either way.
Yeah.
More likely to get seen on Instagram though, because our TikTok's more popular.
Yeah. Shout out to TikTok.
You can tell me my badge number is 4 I run the express lanes.
Just hear me out. If the chief wants to argue, that's fine, but this is going to stand, all right? Just let me explain this. What I need you to do is sign here at the X. Signing is not an admission.
I know
Okay. All right.
I'm a former police in the Bahamas, I know.
Okay. Do you need a pen? There you go.
Please,
In the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. I point out to everyone else, auto-generated court date right now is showing for the 18th of August at 9 a.m. at our court. You add 3 to 5 business days for the. Once you contact that number, they'll tell you all your options. If you can just pay it outright, and they'll explain your payment problem.
Hey, Chief.
Have you got a business card?
Yes, sir. Can I step out?
Yeah. And you're all hot, but what about all these people in there?
I know.
That's why you open the windows for them.
Yeah, I'm trying to crack the window right now, Chief.
Won't you open all the windows so they don't...
No, the thing is, when I ride, the air, the compressor's going to kick in. You know. Chief. Yeah. I'm not trying to be no pain in your hip, but Chief, please, man. I don't want to get grounded. Please, from GDOT. Please. I beg you, Chief.
I get that.
I live in the community. I live right there on 3485. I'm not a bad person. Please, Chief. I beg of you.
I don't think you're a bad... Let me have your business card. I don't think you're a bad person.
No, I just don't want to get...
you're impersonating a police officer.
I don't want to... No, I don't impersonate police officers, sir. That's why I was careful. I present myself on my uniform. Also, I'm a former police in the Bahamas. I don't want to impersonate for it.
We need real cops.
I know.
You could apply.
I don't want to... Honestly, I don't want to apply for awkward. I don't want to apply for awkward.
Yeah, it's hard to find your business card. Just what's a good phone number for you, sir?
Didn't dox him. Yay. Look at these guys.
Okay, all right, thank you very much, sir. All right, unless you have any other questions, you're free to leave.
I want to verify your employment, and I'm probably going to have CID look into this.
You think you're mad now?
See what you're doing.
I know, Chief.
I don't feel good.
Chief,
Chief,
I can show you my LLC. I can show you my LLC right now.
I'll let them handle it.
That's not the way any of that works.
That's why he was calling my supervisor just now.
Okay.
The thing is, anytime I do this, they try to involve Gita, and I don't want to get grounded. I hate getting grounded.
Well, let's don't get grounded.
Well, this is not us trying to affect your employment. I understand your concerns, but
that's why I'm not being honest. That's why I'm trying to tell my supervisor this spot 1-2 Barnes.
Okay.
All right.
And
that's between you and your boss. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, we'll do our follow-up.
Get him off my stream. This is only cops, not only whatever LLC security agent.
Yeah, well, then I believe from what I read in the other one, he was arrested later when they found out that he also wasn't a hero operator. He used to be one, and wasn't currently one when this happened. So he was just in his uniform.
He just saved.
Yeah, and that's when they got him for the impersonating an officer, because they basically discovered that like he wasn't even, you know, employed doing what he said he was doing. So he was just wearing the uniform and using the lights without
So
even
the whole thing was
completely.
fictitious.
Yeah. He just
Not
was using that
surprised.
basically as an excuse to get. Let's see.
Not surprised.
Yeah, then there's a lot of people agreeing that like, yo, if you get pulled over by a guy that looks like this, you're gonna assume he's an officer. It's like, yeah, there's no reason for you to have.
Don't get grounded for it.
This. Don't do stuff to ground.
Yes.
Yeah, don't do stuff to get grounded for, man.
Yep. Explorer gets it. Also, Sweeper gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Sweeper, I didn't know that about the links in the chat. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, we get only moderators can post links in the chat. The other ones get auto taken
Was
out,
that-
which is
was
kind of
that
funny
Sweeper-
because
was
if
that-
you do it as your username, like Naked HD, then it's fine apparently. But when you post a link that maybe we want to watch, you can't do it.
That's weird.
Yeah, somehow.
Sweeper,
That's
thank you for being
through.
smarter than me. One day I'll grow up and be cool like Sweeper.
Yeah, somehow the
and
bots
know
managed to
shit
get
about
through,
my
but
own
not
thing.
legitimate videos from our chat.
That's dumb. Did you get it?
No, I haven't gotten it yet.
Christian, send the video.
Let me see if it is on Instagram real quick.
Instagram.
No,
Please
I got
respond.
one from. I got one from Poofy about the Queen. Wait, is it Poofy?
Damn it, Poofy.
Yeah, that's Poofy. All right.
Please respond in December 1st. Comstock Township. Home.
And this is
Christopher Neal and
an intense
Haley
hostage
Coe.
situation where the victim was killed. Oof.
Oh shit! Shout out to trigger warnings. If you
Big
guys don't want to
trigger
watch
warnings.
people die, probably don't watch my channel because
Mhm.
it happens all the time.
It does.
Command, okay, we're going to be establishing a react rescue team at the 1-4 corner. Force
Yeah.
got shots fired. Sounded like it's
Yeah.
coming from the southeast corner.
Pause it. That's the worst fucking. That's the one thing you don't want to hear when you're in one of these standoffs. You'll hear a single fucking gunshot or just the gunshots in it, and clearly it's not a jaw. You're like, God damn it! Like, you just know now that you're working a fatality or a murder or a suicide or whatever it is. That just blows. You literally hear it in his voice. He's like, "What was that?" And he's like, "Fuck."
Damn.
Oh, you suck.
Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety.
Initiate lane entry.
Yep, let's fucking go.
That's pretty stressful.
Kick it, hell yeah.
That kick was legit.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, hold. Let me clear.
This looks like the shoot house from the recruitment video.
Dude, no kidding.
Clear there.
See, good training.
Clear this
It's
here.
good training.
Clear all behind us.
Hey, man.
Pause it. Notice these officers aren't using flashlights right now, even though there's dark areas, because they're not stupid. This is actually indicative of very good training. And I'm glad that the officer that we're clearly watching from here, like it's his point of view, is telling them to slow down. And they're slowing down because they're trying not to run into a gunfight. They're trying to make sure that they can get there good. This is actually really good street smart room clearing happening here. Now it's not going to be smooth as you see in Ready or Not. It's not smooth. We look like controlled chaos. But the way they make it, the way they make it look in like training scenarios and stuff like that, and you'll see it where you'll see like maybe like again the tier 1 guys, the SEALs of the world and all that kind of stuff. Maybe they can make it look that fluid, or the SWAT team or whatever. But
well,
when you're going into a completely unknown element, is what I'm getting at. You want to take it a bit slower. Because you don't want to walk into a situation and be forced to make a decision with not a lot of information.
Well, I think with most things, it's like if you can either do it right or make it look fluid. There's no, it's either or. It's not, the reality is not fluid, you know? So
Yeah.
it's not going to look like you would do it for a police recruitment video, let's say, where it's like everybody going boom, 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 boom. Because you don't have precognition. You don't actually know what's behind every door.
Yeah.
When you're filming a thing, yeah, you know you're not going to get shot. So would that be? Oh, I was gonna throw in that I
So
know what light discipline is.
your voice sounds really robotic to me.
Does it?
Yeah.
Still?
I don't know if that's in the chat. Does Juan sound like a robot? Let's
Do I
ask
sound
him.
like a robot?
Does
Was it because I stuttered?
Juan sound like a robot?
I don't think anything's changed on my end.
Shout out to not flagging his partner. Oh, agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike it was a few videos ago, we're like, Jesus, dude, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Brian Porter couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah,
it's a thing. It's definitely like again, it's kind of what always cracks me up. So I work in the firearms industry now, and so there's a lot of like influencers, and there's a lot of like cool whiz bang stuff, and I've been marketing for all this stuff, so I get it, and I know what'll do well and what'll perform well when you share it with the audience, but like in general, it's never that fast. Like good solid, and a lot of it, there is a lot of talking. There's a lot of negotiating and navigating the problem because it doesn't just happen instantaneously. And like I said, the biggest indicator of that is you'll notice they're not utilizing flashlights right now because they're not trying to give away exactly who they are, because they know they're going into an armed threat. They know they're going into a gunfight is what they're in.
Light discipline?
That's exactly what it's called, is light discipline.
I've learned things.
Shout out to Juan.
It's taken me a year, but I know like 3 terms. Light discipline, procedural justice, and a third one.
Sweeper says you sound fine, so just
okay, yeah. You may have saturated download, Josh. Check if Windows updates fired up. Oh,
hey,
shoot.
this is Joe out here, okay?
Yeah.
Man, we don't want anything bad to happen. We're not gonna hurt you.
Also, since the stream is running off of my thing, as long as it looks good on my end, it should be.
That's all that matters, yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Say
Still.
that again, man. I can't do that.
What's his name? William. Is someone in there with him?
Yes, Chris. Where's the rest of the family? Can we get them out? Upstairs, I believe.
Don't go in front of that door. Bypass behind him.
Ciao.
Pause it real quick.
We're not gonna.
So you'll notice that they're negotiating, or they're navigating amongst themselves how they're going to deal with trying to get everybody else out. They're trying to isolate the situation to whomever's in that room. But they're also, everyone else is making a plan. Your lethal cover guy's job is to be lethal cover. And so you just simply point, his position's not great, but the environment's not great. There's not a real good position. And to be honest, in a house like this, if there's like a rifle caliber being utilized that's only using just regular like ball ammunition, or if there's a handgun or a shotgun, nothing's truly cover here. It's all concealment. I mean, slugs going through 2x4s and insulation and drywall, like that, you can hide, but you cannot get behind something that's going to be really good at stopping bullets in most houses. Brick homes, you stand a little bit more of a chance if it's like brick with insulation 2x4 and drywall. Like as long as it hits a stud, you might be doing okay. But like, go shoot like a tree outside with any substantial gun, it just zips through it like butter. It'll deflect it a lot. It'll slow it down a lot, so it's a less lethal item coming to you. But it absolutely, if it hits you somewhere soft, it doesn't matter. You're going to get injured. You're going to start bleeding. Anytime you start bleeding, you might die. So I'm glad that they're trying to make a plan on the best way to approach it. Now that they're seeing what they have, they're evaluating the problem, and then they're trying to figure out the best way they can risk their lives. Shout out to these guys.
Do anything, man. Just talk. Please don't, man. We're not doing anything, okay?
Can someone go
One
up there,
guy
Chuck?
talking to him.
Just
Hey, we don't want anything bad. Just put the gun down. Just put the gun down and come out. Let's talk about this, all right?
So I'm guessing,
My man
pause
is
it.
out here.
So I'm guessing the doors at the bottom of the staircase to his left, they're going up the stairs to go try to get everybody else out of the house. Pretty smart, actually. That he's
So everybody
holding lethal
uninvolved,
cover.
basically.
Yeah. So basically, where you're seeing this guy's perspective, the door's on the left, and I'm guessing it probably opens right to left. So like he's staring, and they call it attack the crack. Is literally what they say. And so the crack of the door is where it's going to open, and so the more this thing opens, the more you'll be able to see into the room. You don't want to be looking at the hinges because this door can open really far, and it doesn't change your perspective, and it doesn't allow you to see any more, any less inside your room. It's really good sound tactics actually by this guy. If that's the case. I can't see obviously because there's lights or it's dark, but they're being quiet and tactical about where they're moving, and I'm glad those officers walked around and try not to get in the fatal funnel. Shout out to these guys.
Here on my chest, buddy. Well, I'm not coming through the door. I just want to talk to you. Did you hurt anyone in there?
Sheriff's office.
Did you hurt Chris? Okay, Chris, can you say something? Okay, are you okay? All right.
Relay that.
Jason.
Inside is 14.
Made contact. Hostage inside is 14. He's being held inside the room. He's advising that he's 14 right now.
Deposit. You're a prospective police officer that's stuck in this situation. Going through that door is not going to be a good time, be honest with you. Windows are your best friend. It's a real easy way to get eyes on inside, especially if there's lights on. This isn't helpful in motels and shit like that. It's like the door and the windows in the same area. But be considering things like that when you're looking at the situation. It's very easy to kind of hold what you got and look at that. If you are not the guy pointing the gun at the door, help that guy. Again, help him with radio traffic, help with whatever. Just have him communicate and be in a use of force situation. It's his situation. He's the pilot. Help him. But also an easier way to do this without providing any extra lethal cover. See if you can see through a doorway or a crack or something, or if you can hear inside the room. Because like let's say this guy doesn't have any ammunition, he's rummaging around the room or whatever it is. You just, any amount of information is good information. So look for different ways to try to get more intel in the situation before you have to make a decision. They're eventually going to have to enter this room. Whether it's 10 hours from now or right now, you want to give those officers that are about to go walk over the threshold into potential death as much advantage as you can give them. Also, shout out to shields are really valuable in this situation.
Yeah.
If you got them, use them.
Shield and revolver. Unstoppable.
Fucking one, damn it.
What's suspect's name?
William.
William. Hey, no, William, we're not coming in.
William, you stay cool, we're not coming in, you understand?
Is this a bedroom or is this one basement? William! William!
He sounds like he's having like
William.
a break,
Come on,
like
man.
a schizophrenic
This
break
guy
or
didn't
something
do
like that, like a
anything to hurt
paranoid
you,
break.
okay? What's going on? Why is this happening right now?
I don't like this high ready, but
Arm's tired, man.
oh, I get it. I totally get it. I'm just like, I'd be nervous to do that. Shout out to the shield.
Bring it up to the front door.
William. William.
And a correction.
William, why is this happening, man? What can I do to help you out right now?
Good de-escalation.
William. Can you turn that down? We need radios down. I can't hear what he's saying. William. William, what can I do to help you out? William.
Why low ready but not high ready?
So with low ready, you got both hands already on the gun, and it's a much more. You the first thing to go into your eyesight is your optics or your aiming device, whether it's your sights or whatever. On a high ready, typically what happens is you let go with that left hand, and so when you're coming down, again, you're gonna see like receiver, magazine, whatever, and then finally you'll see the dot, right? But you still have to reach out with that left hand and re-index the gun. And when you re-grab it, you will move it, and it'll take you an extra half second. Low ready is a lot quicker to ready. High ready is really more designed for moving. So like if I have to move around a structure and I don't want to flag the shit out of everybody there, high ready makes sense, especially if I'm not the tip of the spear. If there's somebody in front of me pointing a gun, utilize high ready, because low ready, I'm pointing it at femurs, I'm pointing it at feet. High ready, worst thing I'm going to do is, shoot an angel out of the sky. So like it's just from a tactic standpoint, it's just so much quicker to use, if that makes any sense.
Gotcha.
William, I told you, I'm not coming through that door. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want Chris to get hurt. I don't want anybody out here to get hurt. I'm asking you, what can I do to help you out? I don't want anyone getting hurt here right now.
Great de-escalation. They're really good. Turn your radios down.
William.
I'd turn them off, to be honest.
Listen up, brother.
This is where
Talk to me,
earpieces
please.
would be really useful.
Why I wore 'em.
William.
Did y'all have to buy your own earpieces, or were they supplied? You had to buy
I
them?
bought my own. Every single one I ever owned, I bought it.
How much?
I bought the cheap Amazon ones, so they only
Okay.
lasted about 3 months at a time. So I went through like 20 of them. But yeah, I used to they used to come in like a 2-pack.
Mm-hmm.
And what I liked about them is every time I bought a new set, there was like a silicone in ear like deal. It kind of works like a, just Google it. They go in ear, they're silicone. I would get a new one because it's literally sitting inside of your ear for 10 to 16 hours at a time. So I think it's gross after a while. And then of course, if I got in a fight, I already knew to pull it, so I would pull the cord. So I just had like a regular handpiece at that point, so I could use it and hear what the fuck was
You
going
didn't have
on.
the ear loop?
No, they don't have the ear loop's not a thing. Jesus. Shout out to Nick Tuttle with the mic loop.
That's right. He gets so much free
that was
advertising on this channel. It was a great
that
dude,
was
though.
That was top shelf one. But the
I'm gonna
first thing
send
that
him that
happened when you
clip.
got in a fight is your earpiece got ripped out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So top shelf joke though. Juan put a 1 in the chat for Juan for his
Hell
top
yeah.
shelf.
That was
It pretty
based.
good. Yeah, that was based.
Not having a mic loop for your little handheld piece is not based.
Yeah.
That's cringe. Get a mic
That's
loop.
cringe.
Don't get choked out by your mic. That's Chris worries about.
William, we're staying right out here. You stay cool and we're gonna stay right out here. I want you to talk to me, man. What was that? My name's Joe.
Joe.
Hudson.
That sounds so fake.
From Kalamazoo.
That
I
also
am
sounds
the police.
fake, but I know
I'm
it's
a
Kalamazoo
public
Police
safety
Department.
officer with Kalamazoo. What was that? Can I slide one of my business cards underneath the floor? Will that help?
Better say Joe on it.
What was that?
Don't do that door. Things like that, I think so. That's what he said. Okay. That's what he just said. If you don't do the door, everyone's gonna die.
William, what can I do to help you out, man? I want to get you out of there without hurting anybody, without you getting hurt, without Chris getting hurt, without any of us out here getting hurt. Talk to me, man. What can I do to help you out?
So pause it real quick. So what they're not discussing right now is probably being discussed off camera by other officers. If a gunshot happens inside of that room, you're booting that door and you're going in. Understand that as a police officer, that like, this is kind of the situation that you're facing is, at that point I have a potential victim, you know what I mean? And getting shot at and standing out there is not going to help anybody. I got to go and terminate the threat at that point if he's going to start to use deadly force or just and it's kind of why I talked about getting as much information on what's happening inside of that room as possible. Fuck it, if I could, I would drill a damn hole in the wall if I could get away with it and them not know.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's so many. I don't know the makeup of that room. I don't know if there's maybe just not any exterior windows or whatever it is.
What's
or
the
other door?
The little mirror gun or whatever it is that we see in Ready or Not all the time?
It's not a real thing, unfortunately.
Oh, it's not?
The mirror gun that I know of is not a real thing. I've never seen one. Chris has never seen one. I guess you could Google it.
Yeah.
But if it was a thing, it wouldn't be a bad item to use,
Mm-hmm.
just to get some information. You know what I mean? Because then I can kind of understand the layout of the room, where he's standing, where the guy is. Because if, like, let's say he leaves the guy alone and is like listening to the door, and I know he's got the gun and he's threatening to shoot the guy, and he says, "If you go in here, this guy dies." Hey, his head's on the door. I'd smoke him through a door
Mm-hmm.
to save the guy that's in there getting held hostage. 100%. If I can, but I can only make that decision if I got information. And again, you're not making any decisions here. It's a life or death decision that you're making for people. Get information. But like I said, if a gunshot happens here, probably seeing these guys go through this door pretty quickly. I'm probably not going right away, only because I don't know how good I'm going to feel basically going to for sure death or at least a gunfight or serious injury.
Mm-hmm.
But tactics would dictate once you start to hear gun. It's why when they heard the gunshot from outside, they came in, and then one of the first things he asked him was, "Hey, is Chris, who's the other guy that's in here, is he okay?" The guy verbally confirmed that he was, or the guy changed his voice to make it sound like
I was
he
about to say,
else.
he might have just been like, I'm Chris. Yes,
But
I'm totally fine.
They have now reasonable suspicion to believe that there's potentially another person in there that's uninjured.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So why am I in a hurry to go inside of this door if I can negotiate my way through it? So
Commander Sweeper
I think the
said-
mirror guns, like a thing that was sort of an exhibit prototype in a gun show in the early 90s, never went from there. Received trend corner shooting. I remember the corner shot was totally actually a thing. IWI, I don't remember if it was IWI or if it was an Israeli company though. And basically you could put a Glock, like 17, just a Glock pistol on an arm, and this arm would articulate left or right. And it had a camera on it, so you could stand behind a corner and ratchet. If you ever watch Wanted, the movie where it's got Angelina Jolie and I don't remember what the other fucking James McAvoy.
James McAvoy, yeah.
She actually uses a corner shot in the movie, and that's an actual real device. It's real niche and crazy.
And that's
expensive.
different from her curving the bullet?
Yeah, no, not like that. Yeah. It uses a conventional physics for shooting. It allows you to see past it with the camera. I think you can actually still buy them. It's like actually a thing. I'd probably Botac, ban. Go Google. Somebody Google.
You can probably
it.
3D print that thing now.
100%. Yeah, it's not terribly complicated. Yeah,
it seems like a pretty simplified or simple device.
Yeah, pepper spray him from the crack of the door. Bet.
Honestly, if there
Brian's
wasn't somebody
out
else
here
in
for
there, I
blood.
think I feel like
So
he's just gonna get pissed off and shoot the dude.
That's called escalating.
Like at that point, he's just gonna get mad and shoot whoever's in there with him.
Probably. We'll keep going.
Just tase him from underneath.
Skip him.
We need people to stay away from the windows. I'm gonna get them away from the windows
Ricochet it
for you,
off the
okay?
floor.
Skip it.
We need people to stay away from the windows. William. I need you to talk to me, man. Hey, man, talk to me right now. I'm getting my buddies to stay away from the windows for you. I need
Pause
you to
it.
stay cool, okay?
Everything's indicative of a paranoid break. This happens a lot with delusions, and it's not schizophrenia. I think that's overused. But it's just having paranoid delusions, and this could come from substance abuse. This could come from a lack of sleep. This could come from a lot of stuff that you actually start seeing. You will see things. It's kind of what I remember. We were getting held in overtime. We were working 80-hour weeks. This is crazy. Having micro naps, while on duty.
Yeah.
So we would take turns taking a nap. But
Sleep
when you have
deprivation.
micro naps, you hallucinate. I have whole ass seen shit that I know wasn't there, and I was like, oh god. And it was because I was sleep deprived.
They're
We were
also
sleeping.
involuntary a lot of the time too, where you're just like, I've
That's
had
what I
that
mean.
before, where I hadn't slept for a couple of days of editing. Not because I was doing anything actually important for the world, and but I was in traffic, in very slow, 1 mile an hour traffic.
Yep.
And realizing that all of a sudden I was 20 feet in front of where I had been, and I was about to slam into the car in front of me, and I was like, oh, I literally just fell asleep for 3 seconds, 4 seconds.
Yep.
And
It happens.
didn't even know. It's crazy. Yeah, sleep deprivation will mess you up.
Yep.
I didn't get to as far as hallucinating, but yeah, that'll do it.
Real
Ambien will
deep
do that to
into
people
it.
too. Just
a
sleep
day worth
medications.
of micro naps, you start hallucinating.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, no, I eventually got to a sleeping place.
Yeah, they thought court was more important than me sleeping. So
Was that the one you were telling me about, where you went straight from the the end of your shift straight into court for them to not even use your testimony?
Yep.
Nice.
Micro naps.
Micro naps.
It was the scariest thing. I had someone drive me because I didn't feel safe
that's
driving.
a smart way to do it.
Justin drove me actually.
Oh.
He drove me. He was
On
like,
his
"Bro,
motorcycle?
like, you need help?" No, not on the motorcycle. Yeah, we're double dicking it on a bike. Hell yeah.
And
We'll
you're
keep
just like
going.
on the back like this.
Yeah, the whole time. We'll see how this escalates here.
Yeah.
I'm sure here just 3 minutes left, so hold on to your butts.
Hold on to your butts.
As a contingency? As a contingency. You want shield? You got somebody with a handgun?
Yes.
I got
Yes.
Where we going? What I'll have you do.
Can you drop long guns so we got someone with shield and pistol?
We'll have shield. And then we'll have 2 guns.
Damn.
Oh.
William! Get that shield up.
Shit, that's him
Damn.
shooting at him.
Get that shield.
Mhm.
You guys good? You guys want it? You guys good?
Get that shield up in front. Here,
Get the
bring it
shield
over
up.
to me.
Shield up right there. Here, I'm throwing it to you, okay? No, no, no. No? Keep it up.
You gonna hand him a shield when he's got a rifle?
Yeah.
Jones,
How's it real quick?
tell me what's going on.
How's that
So
gonna work?
this is the problem with. It's not that they don't train in this, but it's a very infrequent thing to do. I had to be taught on patrol in the wild how this situation worked itself out.
Mhm.
Shield guy literally just holds that bitch.
Yeah. Well, you're
And
there to eat
rifle
your
gun-
bullet sponge.
Yeah.
That's your job.
And that's literally, it's a fucked up position to be in. And it's
Mhm.
always a rookie. It was me twice before I got rifle certified, and then I never had to hold the shield ever again because I got the long boy, you know. And so some poor rookie would have to stand in front of me, and I'd tell him like, "Hey, dude, if I have to shoot this thing, like, understand that you're having tinnitus for the rest of your life," because this barrel would be like just past his face, basically. So you'd hold the shield, and I would use his shoulder as a brace on my wrist, and I'd C-clamp my the stock, and I'm like, "Hey, bro, just don't flinch, because I'm using you as a ref." Because I wouldn't get fatigued, and you kind of do this whole deal where you take your elbows and rest them on your chest, so you have like a nice stable shooting platform.
Yeah.
And we would move up like a little tank turret, and we would go and peek it and be like, "Hey, dude, come out with your hands up." But like that's tactics, and I'm trying to get eyes on in the safest way possible, and we're doing that again, leveraging the tools that we have at hand. So yeah, if you got a guy with a fucking rifle, no, use the rifle, you know. The other problem too is a lot of times with handguns, you have to learn how to point shoot. This is really where lasers start to make sense on handguns, because when you're not point shooting, you have like a laser to kind of indicate where-ish your bullets are going. Then you're gonna hold the shield and hold but like RIP to that arm, because if a round hits that shield, you're taking shrapnel to the forearm. And not exactly a great way to start shooting if your injured arm is now I don't know. Hold it with both hands like this. Have your rifle guy go right over it or to the side and move like a tank turret. It's mobile cover is what it is. Keep going.
What's going on, man? William! Talk! What's going on?
Fuck that corner,
William,
dude.
Tell me what's going on.
Yep.
Bring that shield over here, man.
I'm coming. Bring it around.
William, please talk to us, brother.
Hey, come this way. You're straight on. Jones, you be on his back. Hey. Stop shooting, man. Stop shooting, William. Stop shooting right now. Stop. Jones, you ready?
Yep.
Pause it. What sucks about this situation is they can't shoot back because there's a victim inside that they
can't see.
Can't see. And #why the guy that randomly indiscriminately shot into Breonna Taylor's house got charged, because that's reckless. That's a reckless use of a firearm. I mean, you're indiscriminately firing into a house. That's not going to be kosher. It wasn't murder or attempted murder, but I mean, you're leveraging deadly force against nobody. And a lot of people were stupid, and they were like, the walls have more rights than Breonna Taylor. I was like, no. The officer that just randomly shoots his gun off into a house is going to get charged more than the cop shooting back at somebody that's shooting at them. So I'll get off my soapbox with Excellent. Cool. I was curious to see how they try to tackle this door. The guy reshot the door, which means that the suspect is clearly still alive and shooting at him. So.
Yeah, I was about to point that out because I'm like, I see doorknob. That means door's closed again.
Yeah, this is such a shitty angle because
Yeah.
this wall, it's like half wall, takes away any hope they had of trying to index this corner. It's really shitty.
So you said it might. So I guess it opens in right to left.
Yeah, so the hinge is on his side of the door.
Okay, yeah.
Like this
But
officer
it
side of the
opens,
door.
like,
It opens, yeah.
In
Yeah.
towards the room as opposed to out towards the hallway.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Trying to get the lay of the land here.
Yeah, as most interior doors do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Coming from this way.
Most. I've been in plenty of houses taking pictures for real estate.
That's why I said most.
Yeah. And then you're over here trying to like get into a room and smack yourself in the face. No big deal.
Put the
I'm not bitter.
firearm down and talk with us, man. Just talk with us. We can work
Jesus,
through it.
dude.
Are you okay?
Chris is dead.
Pull that off.
Oh, don't stand up, Joey. Don't stand up.
Just hold the shield, my dude. I wouldn't even stick my head out from under there.
Yeah, dude.
William, what's going on?
Fuck that guy. Go in there. Fuck that guy.
We have officer down. Shots fired. William, do not move. You stay in that room.
Fuck that guy. Kill him.
There you go.
Oh, the audio's off. Yeah.
Victim down, GSW.
Don't fucking move.
I got you covered.
He jumped out the
He
window?
jumped out the window, yeah. And then just gave up. What an asshole.
I'm glad his wife and daughter were fine. Jesus, dude.
Three of them.
Fuck. Oh, he broke into the home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was not his. Did not know. Still not clear why he broke into their home.
There's still crazy
The voices
fucking dude
told
that
him
broke
to.
into the home. I tell you what, dude. And it's ask Canadians how they feel about gun control, and then ask this family how they feel. And it not to be partisan. I don't want to make it. It all comes down to the onus of your safety. And it's the only reason why I say this, and I'm a jaded cop, so take it with a grain of salt, that I've seen so many violent felonies happen to people that it's just like, I don't know, man. And these cops did an incredible job trying not to use deadly force here in the situation. Like, they tried really hard, but the cops were at the mercy of this asshole. Chris, who was ever in this room, was at the mercy of this asshole. The family, if the cops got there any later, would have been at the mercy of this asshole. For what? I don't know. And I get it. Like, again, if you could snap your fingers and get all that shit to go away, I'd probably snap those fingers and we just go to swords and whatever the fuck, and spears or whatever.
Yeah,
it'd be a more brutal way to die, you know. But
Yeah,
like,
it's not pleasant.
it's just like, I don't know, man. I have a kick-resistant door for a reason. You know what I mean? And I am within arm's reach of firearms and stuff like that all the time. I don't know. I've just seen crazier shit. It's just, I don't know, man. God bless those officers that got hurt. They did as good a job as they could have done. And again, they willingly put themselves in harm's way for these people, and I'm in that fuck not category anymore. Fuck that shit. I did my time doing that bullshit. I was very lucky that none of them turned this sideways. This is way worse than any of the calls that I had to work. I typically showed up and the murdering already happened, and we just got to go catch the guy later. And he gave up like a puss, like this guy always gave up. I don't know. Shit's shitty. The suspect was lucky. Just glad it wasn't OCPD on the scene.
Dude, we would have kicked that.
Yeah, he'd have got
blew
murked.
ourselves
Yeah, he'd
up.
have got murked. Yeah. Now, herein lies the question: if Patrol had flashbangs,
yeah,
could this have gone down differently? which we don't. I don't know
Potentially.
of a single police department that gives patrol flashbangs.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's a lot of training. It's
In
a
the
very
90s?
expensive device to use.
Oh, well, I guess
but-
not patrol though. SWAT would have had.
Not patrol. SWAT. Heck, our SWAT team had it.
Mm-hmm.
But like again, SWAT's a 45-minute to an hour-long deployment at best.
We'll toss it in through
And
the
that-
window and again, boom, go in.
It's life-saving stuff. They even have some that are cool. They're like on a pole, and basically you just touch the window, and it touches off the charge, and so it blows up in the window, but also acts like a flashbang, and it would distract him because obviously the window would damn near explode,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could go into the door with some amount of safety. So I don't know. It's you don't get to know, how this would have gone down because it goes down the way that it did. But like, yeah, fuck that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want to volunteer to get shot. We have any more?
I think that was it. There's one. Oh, I guess Poofy sent another one. Local.
Poofy?
Oh, this one. Local. This is just a news story out of Las Vegas. It's pretty wild. So, this was this guy. I don't even know what office he was running for, and he lost his primary because I guess some reporter was writing stories about him that his administration was mismanaged and blah blah blah, exposing corruption, etc., etc. So he went and he killed the guy.
Get out.
Yeah, and he was just arrested. He walked into his garage wearing a hazmat suit. Police say Tellez was disguised in a bizarre outfit after he allegedly stabbed to death Las Vegas Review-Journal reporter Jeff German. Tellez was taken into custody on a stretcher, suffering from what cops are calling self-inflicted, non-life-threatening stab wounds. So I guess he tried to off himself.
What a puss!
Yep.
What a quitter!
Well, because they knew it was him. They found
Yeah.
they had his car identified, his hat identified, DNA on him. Like the dude had left every clue on the planet. So they knew within like a day that he did it.
So he killed the reporter?
He stabbed the reporter. Yeah, stabbed the reporter
Over
dead.
stories?
Over articles that I guess caused him to lose his primary, which is like the stupidest reason I think I've ever heard.
We couldn't stab reporters for like sharing fake information that gets people
No.
killed. We're doing it over primaries. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, and what
Whatever.
sucks too is like you killed a good reporter that was reporting stuff we
I'm
should
gonna say, yeah, like, I want the
This wasn't like some
truth, and,
clickbaity
yeah.
reporter just looking for whatever, finding the right keywords and reporting that story. No, this was like hey, this is like old school. And I will say this, okay, so and this is one of my biggest hills that I'll die on is that the death of local reporting, in this case literally, has been the death of journalism in America. The big cable news and nationalized news stories have been the death of good quality journalism. Because this dude was a gumshoe. He was exactly what you want out of a reporter. He was just had an axe to grind against the corruption in his local city government, and he went after it. And he went after it until he had all the things he needed, and he got killed for it. And guarantee you also like probably those articles. Maybe they affected this dude in his primary or whatever, but like they weren't national stories about like this dude's corruption or whatever. They were just local stories, But it's crazy to me.
So what's this
You
video?
should support
Let me
your
see the
local
video.
newspaper.
Yeah.
Bizarre new
That's
clues
my-
are emerging today in the murder of a top investigative reporter from
Yeah,
Las
old
Vegas.
school reporter.
Cops arrested a local politician, County Public Administrator Rob Tellis, after he walked into his garage wearing a hazmat suit. Police say this was
Yeah.
Tellis disguised in a bizarre outfit, an orange construction vest and wide brimmed
And they found the hat
after he
on him.
allegedly stabbed to death Las Vegas Review-Journal reporter Jeff Garriman. The murder has sent shockwaves through Sin City, known for its secrets and dark, gritty side.
What
Police say the
the
reporter was
fuck?
targeted as payback for an investigative story detailing the Clark County Public Administrator's alleged misdeeds in office. In his articles, Garriman reported on allegations of emotional distress and bullying in Tellis's office, which led to this secret recording of Tellis and a female staffer emerging from the backseat of his car. They both denied an inappropriate relationship.
Please
be sure to vote for
I bet they do.
You couldn't get a room?
Too cheap.
Also, like, if you're gonna give a blowy to like Monica Lewinsky, like, bro, Bill was pretty handsome, right? Back in the day, like, a saxophone playing, like, he at least had swag. Who's giving Jeffrey Dahmer here a blowy, dude?
Look at this guy.
In a parking lot. God bless, girl. The online dating and shit have people fucked up, man.
Dude,
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Look at this picture. Dude had blank forge levels of fertility over here.
He's not even here to defend himself.
He must have had game. I don't know. Or maybe it's just easy in Las Vegas. Who knows?
We'll keep going. That's wild.
Tellis lost his primary race. Blamed Gehrman's articles, calling them a lying smear piece.
He was very, very angry with Jeff Gehrman.
Journalist Jeff Schumacher worked with Gehrman.
Did Jeff ever express to you any concern for his safety or security following this report?
He never did, no. Jeff was kind of a fearless reporter.
After his murder, cops released
Problem
this
one.
image of a red
Stay strapped.
GMC SUV related to the slaying. Yesterday, cops towed
I don't know if
away
he's allowed to in
Tellis'
Las
red
Vegas.
GMC from his driveway.
No.
After returning home in the hazmat suit, Tellis, the husband and father of 3 kids,
All 3 of these are on the list for when he gets out of prison.
refused to come out of his home. After a tense standoff, he was finally taken into custody on a stretcher, suffering from what police are calling self-inflicted, non-life-threatening stab wounds. Today, cops announced Tellis' DNA was connected to the murder scene.
We recovered a pair of shoes. As you can see, there's apparent blood on the shoes.
I have to believe that Tellis, if he did this, wanted Jeff to see him, wanted Jeff to know that he was the one doing it, which is just evil.
So that's what we call murder in the first degree, because it's
That's
premeditated.
premeditated AF.
I would almost argue that now, I don't know if Nevada's hardcore like Texas, and we still have capital offenses. where we'll give you the chair here in Texas. He's like, kill our local reporters. We'll show you.
We brought back the chair, didn't we? Like it was gone for a while and it came back.
Well, because
I think it was Perry. Did Perry do that, or was that Abbott?
So I think because it was temporarily, it was like kind of like Roe v. Wade. Like it was federally like banned, I think, for like a little bit. And then they're like, no, you can't tell states how they can and cannot punish people. And so we brought it back. Because we kill people here still.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. God bless Texas. Let's see. Had to search for it on
We're
YouTube.
at least still, civilized.
The
We don't do
Blues
firing
is the
squad like I think Florida allows firing squad now.
I want to see public hangings come back.
No goodness.
Times Square, baby, like in the center of town. Like, nah, fuck this guy. Like a pedophile or something like that, and they catch him diddling some kid. Fuck him. Make an example of him. Now, I don't think like bring your kids to that.
That's what it would be. You would be live streaming that. We would be reacting to that on stream, and you know it. Like that's if this were the Middle Ages, that
we
would
mark
be
not kid friendly. We can thank Christian Huxley for monetizing the stream.
That's right.
I'm advocating for public hangings and crazy
Clearly.
shit.
I'm not co-signing Josh's opinion as his own. His opinions do not reflect the opinions of his channel.
I did not. I didn't say it was a only.
This is why we're never going to have advertisers on this channel. So you all need to join Patreon so we can keep doing this.
Please monetize our stream.
That's
Juan
right.
stuck with me as a figurehead person. So.
And make sure you check out the rest of the
have,
content on our channel. Damn it.
Yeah. Do we have anything else to go offer?
No, not unless you want to keep watching some more recruitment videos.
No, I'm good. I think we've held them here long enough. I will have opportunity to do a Saturday stream if you're down. I do like an early Saturday stream. So if you want,
I can do like a midday stream. I have to work that night.
Maybe.
But I can do up until about 6 o'clock.
I can give you guys like a 20-minute after party here in Discord, and then I got to go back to work because I never sleep anymore, and I work constantly. I went from working. Literally, my boss was like, "Okay, you can go to your stream just when you're done. I need to get some stuff." And I was like, "Okay."
You just be like, "Whatever happened to 9 to 5?"
Exactly.
You're literally just say it's Labor Day week.
I woke up at 11, so I can't get too bad at 9 to 5.
Oh, okay. Well, that's on you.
he was really cool too. Well, because I didn't go to sleep till like 6, damn near.
Yeah.
I was editing last night. Shout out to that. Go watch anybody. I'm gonna go poach my own channel for Bulletproof Workshop podcast.
That's right.
If our Tim Kennedy episode's dropping tomorrow. Anyways, let's see. B defunded OCPD is still great. Yeah,
Hey, I did a
defunded
great
OCPD.
stream. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
I do my
Minus.
best.
We had a little bit of fuckery, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Thank producer Juan for holding down the fort while I was dying. I was like death by spreadsheet.
Look how
And
much
we
content
have some.
guys.
Yeah, we got a couple different things that we're going to be bringing you guys soon. Tuesday, I think we're either going to do 0 Hour, Halo, or something else. And then we're going to be starting a Twitch channel, and we're going to be calling it, I think, Off Duty Streams or whatever, Streaming Off Duty, some shit like that. On Twitch, it's just going to be random times. So if you have a Twitch and you're interested in that kind of stuff, we're going to be playing like random bullshit. Like
It's basically going to be whatever we feel like, whenever we feel like. It might just be me, might just be Josh, might just be randomly Chris the Cop, like it could be whoever. But we're working with.
So the easiest way to get in on that stuff, like I've been playing Tarkov recently, I just got into that. If you join our Discord, part of joining Discord is that there's a paywall to keep the assholes out, and it says $1 a month on our Patreon group. That gives you automatic access to our Discord, and anytime we're streaming on Twitch or whatever, we're probably going to have Discord open, and you can chit chat with us. You can drop links and share memes and say disparaging things about Bill while he's not here.
Yeah, and we might be doing. I mean, we'll be doing all kinds of stuff. With that, it's probably also where we're going to be doing like Cops TV watch parties and stuff, because we can't do it on YouTube because we'll get copyright strikes, but Twitch doesn't care, so we'll do it there.
So
we can also do like copyrighted stuff over there that nobody's gotta know about. So
we also do Pew-related content over there. So we have I have a studio access that I'm going to be getting access to here shortly. We might be doing laser shot playthroughs. Yeah, we just set up a camera and stream it. We'd have to do that on Twitch, but
yeah.
But anyways,
that'll
shout
be
out to all
on
that kind of stuff.
Days that aren't Tuesdays and Thursdays, basically.
Yeah. Nothing's going to change about our Tuesday, Thursday stream. We had some more officers react stuff. I don't know when Bill's coming back. He may never come back. I miss him. But we might have some more content that we're opening up. I know we have some gear review stuff that we're going to try to get to here shortly for you guys. If you guys have any other questions, always comment, subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and share this to your friends. Obviously, if you like this kind of stuff and you know they might like this kind of stuff, or like I said, join our Patreon group that gives you access to us directly. I'm going to be giving an after party, so for any of you guys that are Patreon subs, you guys can go join us in the Discord. I'll be there for about 20 minutes, and then, I don't know, Juan's going to do stuff for a while too. So, thank you for riding 1.5 Man with us, and I am the half man because Juan was the whole. Yeah, I was just giving myself a discount because I wasn't here the whole time.
Whole. That's rude.
Yeah.
I am a human person.
But until next time.
But yeah, also drop comments of stuff you'd like to see in the future. We're going to be producing stuff, so just give us ideas of what you want to see, what content you want us to do. All right, I think that's it.
Boy.
All right, peace out, y'all. I'm gonna end. Oh my God, where is the end? Okay, we'll freeze. We'll pretend it's over.